No, again. So the Integrity Commission that says rule Parliament about 20 bank account had defamation. Jackson, but don't that. I don't work in the banking industry. Neither any of my fellow bloggers, like say a Travi, Winner, Munji, none of we don't work in the banking industry. But even before this report was, we tell you how the accounts went. We tell you say most of these accounts are just loans account. When you take a loan from a bank, that won't for you to put and that account with your name. We tell you that even before this, because those were common sense reasoning where we could have known so it go. We know say most of them account there was damp when nobody have told you that. We have said it over and over and over and over again that these people are out on a witch hunt. They are not out to create facts. They are out to bring the PMP. Like, listen to me. Going into the election, we're not giving no more idiot. No, we're not. No more idiot. No more idiot. There are PMP supporters out there, you know, who we can have conversation with going in, but no more idiot. It is easier to have a conversation with Hugh Richards, but not Ingram. Never on Ingram. Hugh Richards, yes. Ingram, no. But this information, people, hold on. Listen to me again, you know.
Court this afternoon ordered
this have to play again. Listen again, people.
Concerns from one of its then senior investigators, which reportedly suggested the commission had conducted its scope of the Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness. Reports emerged in the public domain earlier this year that the senior investigator, Stephanie Findler Blake, had written an email to the commission. In the email, she reportedly expressed concern about some actions taken by the commission during its probe of the Prime Minister's affairs. Findler Blake reportedly left the commission shortly after placing her concerns in writing. It's understood Findler Blake came under pressure to withdraw the concerns expressed in the email. Lawyers for the Prime Minister had asked the court to order the commission to disclose the email written by Findler Blake and two other investigators. But the commission reportedly denied the existence of such an email. Supreme Court Judge Althea Jarrett this afternoon ordered the commission to disclose the correspondence to lawyers for Dr. Holness if they exist. The court also ruled against the commission's request to strike out a section of a claim form which registered the Prime Minister's challenge to a report it had tabled in the House of Representatives. Justice Jarrett also denied a request by lawyers for the Prime Minister to strike out a section of the Integrity Commission's affidavit which contained commentary concerning his 2018 statutory declarations.
Never fears, nobility.
The Prime Minister was granted leave to appeal the denial of the request to have the commission disclose some redacted documents to him. This means that the hearing of the Prime Minister's challenge to the Integrity Commission's report, which was set for October, is likely to be delayed.
Nationwide News understands that information.
This was so important, Sheikah. I take the night off. I now got no work tonight. I call in sick.
Contained in a forensic audit done by a Trinidadian-based firm shows that claims the Prime Minister has 28 bank accounts are false and...
Yes, the 2018 declaration were approved. 2017, 18, 19, and 20 was approved. All of those were approved without any problem.
Misleading. The audit was done as part of a process by the Integrity Commission to review the Prime Minister's financial affairs in the long-running saga to certify his statutory declarations. Our sources say several of the bank accounts attached to the Prime Minister are closed, dormant, or either held jointly by him and family members. More in this report from Dana Davey. Arising from a...
Sheikah, here is the breakdown of the account that we were always giving, even before we hear this. This is exactly how we tell people say the account them go.
special report done by the Integrity Commission, a bevy of PNP activists and bloggers on social media have been referring to the Prime Minister as Dr. 28 and Craven E. Others have alleged that the Prime Minister personally controls or is the beneficial owner of 28 accounts. However, information contained in a forensic audit, which the Integrity Commission reportedly paid a Trinidad-based firm $30 million to complete, suggests those claims are misleading. The IC has refused to publish the findings of the audit report, but it has shared the document with attorneys for the litigants in the case brought against it by the Prime Minister, and the IC only released the findings to the connected attorneys following.
Hold on, guys. You see, when you don't have people who claim that them neutral and then they pass social media for months, I say the Prime Minister wrong to carry them go court. At the court now, they have to compel them to send the report to the Prime Minister lawyer, because them have this berry underneath the bottom of some file cabinet up at IC, So all of who they think the PM wrong, they got court to clear him name. Vice of the Nation, Alvaro, let me call on name tonight, All of who we sit down every day, I say him shouldn't go court. Every day, Vice of the Nation, Alvaro, there on social media every day. Oh, the Prime Minister shouldn't go no court. Him shouldn't do it. I see him on that sit down every day. I talk about him 28 bank account. Well, here it is now. And this was information that the Integrity Commission had.
Sustained lobbying to the court by those lawyers. The document is protected under privilege. Nationwide.
What you say, Earl? You know you have one, Earl?
But we are confident in what has been told to us by our sources. Of the 28 accounts, 4 are owned by the Prime Minister's mother and father. The Prime Minister has told the Integrity Commission his name appeared on those 4 accounts as an emergency contact. One of the 28 accounts is owned by the Prime Minister and his sister. 2 are dormant. One of the accounts is a joint account owned by the Prime Minister and his 2 sons. 2 of the 28 are insurance accounts connected to Dr. Holness's children, which he reportedly had to declare to the Integrity Commission, given that he is listed as their father. 10 of the 28 accounts are listed by the forensic auditors as closed. That group of 10 includes multiple loan accounts. This leaves 8 accounts which are connected to the Prime Minister. 5 of those are saving accounts, including Jamaican and US dollar accounts. The other is a checking account. 3 investment or stock-related accounts are listed as active. We understand the auditing firm was given 3 points to pursue in their terms of reference. One of those terms asked the firm to indicate whether it has found any information suggesting malfeasance in the Prime Minister's financial affairs. It's understood
the PM can sue, because the PM can prove that they pursued him with malice. The former investigator that write the email is a witness to that they pursued the Prime Minister with malice.
That nothing in the auditor's 45-page report conclusively supports a finding of malfeasance. Dana Davey for Nationwide News.
The Jamaica.
So as I said before, they have all this information. So when you had people, the Vice of the Nation, the Alvaro, the Ingram, and all of them, the Prime Minister should not have bring them to court. It was the court that had to force the Integrity Commission to hand over this report. 40 pages, I understand, a 40 pages report that says the Prime Minister did absolutely nothing wrong. I have searched and I have found nothing wrong with the Prime Minister declaration, yet still they refuse to certify. When they get this man to come and him dig, you know what them do? Them say we are going to give to FID and Mocha. And then them use this same thing now to attack the character of Dennis Strong. Same thing I use to attack the character of Dennis Strong. This very same thing. when they knew that there was nothing there. One of them are going to accuse Dennis Chunks of him write this report now. Will they now accuse Dennis Chunks of writing this report? Young people, the lies are coming apart, little by little. The whole plot are fall down. And I believe that the Prime Minister have a case of the Prime Minister have a very good case. Can file in any court and win, carry all of them to court, from the former Chief Justice to Greg Christie. All of them, carry them go to court and sue them. Why defamation is such a weak term, you know. Carry them go court. Right? And as it is today, the minute you are sworn in for the next term, the IC and all of them up there needs to go. Not the IC, the personnel that are there now operating needs to go. Because what they did to you and Jamaica Holness, they must never be allowed to do to another Jamaican. It doesn't matter which side of the table you sit on. What they did, me not start make noise yet. Ricky, me not start make noise yet. What they did to Jamaica Holness, they must never be allowed to do to another Jamaican. Whether they are paying or labor, right? Kevin, especially, the man who promised that he would be Andrew Holness' worst nightmare. For what? For your Lord and Masters? For your Lord and Masters? Yeah, man, if you got enough to go do, man. Gleaner has always gone rogue. I think I have, let me say, me can have a Gleaner. I think I have one little article here from the Gleaner. Let me see what them say. Gleaner's headline is simple. The Supreme Court rejects. So Gleaner don't give you the breakdown of what happening now. Gleaner give you a headline. Supreme Court rejects Holness claim. So them single out the part them. Gentle people, again, the Gleaner is no longer worth the paper it is printed on. There was a phrase we did learn while I was working there where them say, yesterday's issue was today's tissue. Gleaner paper is not good enough to wipe your ass anymore. It will sick you. Right? So they skip out everything, and here is what they report on. Let me read the little part. Let me read the little part of what them report on. This is what them write. The Supreme Court has rejected application by Prime Minister Andrew Holness to strike out what he described as scandalous portions of an affidavit filed by the Senior Integrity Commission official in a lawsuit against the anti-corruption body. That's all them find time to report. So then they'll tell you nothing, say the part of the thing where them grant the Gleaner, sorry, is no longer worth the paper on which it is printed. I am sad to say, but the oldest newspaper in the Western Hemisphere no longer worth the paper on which it is printed. Now you don't need no more explanation, you know. It is all out there. The body, as them say, somebody from Trinidad. It's somebody from Trinidad. They did. I don't think they give the name. They don't give the name at the firm. But we didn't even know it was from Trinidad. We thought it was a U.S. firm. We thought it was a U.S. firm.
Details. Nationwide News understands that the Supreme Court this afternoon ordered the Integrity Commission to produce documented concerns from one of its then senior investigators.
Did you hear that part? Where your name? You said, when name? He said, me must ask when Ricky, listen again, Ricky. Let me play that part of you, Ricky. He said, you want to know why
The
I'm winning.
Supreme Court this afternoon ordered the Integrity Commission to produce documented concerns from one of its then senior investigators, which reportedly suggested the commission had conducted itself inappropriately during its probe of the finances of the Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness. Reports emerged in the public domain earlier this year that the senior investigator, Stephanie Findler Blake, had written an email to the commission.
It's a question I've been asking. How could any firm in any country taking upon themselves without parliamentary approval to bring an international firm to come here and investigate our head of state? How could anybody, any firm in any country, whether it be Jamaica or any, you think the US, whether it be the Supreme Court or anybody up there, can bring any international person in the United States to investigate the president without getting congressional approval? You think that is possible? And people in their prison? And we have a firm that went rogue, taking it upon themselves to go overseas, spend taxpayers' money, bring in a forensic auditor to sit in the country for 6 months and comb through the Prime Minister's most personal affairs. And then when you don't get the result you want, you decide to hide the report. And every Jamaican looking on must look at this now and realize, say, oh shit, no matter what we did here, me finally realize, said this was a witch hunt. You spend taxpayers' money. You did not get the answers that you want. So you decide to hide the result. You not get nobody here because you not get where you want. And when that should have been the end, when that should have been the end, you say, no, sir, me don't want it end yet. So even though previously me never think MOCA, me never think FID was good enough to conduct the investigation. I never think. That's why me jump over them head and go overseas. When the overseas man don't give me what me want, in order to keep this thing in the news as a favor to me Lord and Master Mark Jefferson Golden, me I go recommend say we go to FID now. Me I go recommend say we go to MOCA. Thank you, people. We've always said that this election coming is important. It is very important to the future of Jamaica. These are the people who will stop at nothing to gain power. Not to help you, Jamaicans, not to help you. Don't be fooled. But to enrich themselves on your back like they did. That's he promised it, Selburn. He promised the PMP, he promised Mark Golden and Peter Bunting that he will be Andrew Holness' worst nightmare. That's a promise he made to them. Who that has said me out of this world? Right? He promised them that he would be the Prime Minister's worst nightmare. Because it's the only route they could have seen to power. Number one, it is sad. Jamaica needs we need a place like the Integrity Commission. Don't get me wrong. But the persons that are there are bringing it into disrepute. They are destroying the name. They are destroying the trust. Yeah, man, I saw the green headline. I just read it earlier. Let me find it again. Because they only have time to mention that the Prime Minister was not granted leave. They could not find time to mention everything else that happened in court today. Yeah, man. I found it today. The Gleaner headline says, read it again. Supreme Court reject Holness bid to strike out part of Integrity Commission affidavit. That's the only thing the Gleaner could find to put. Because nothing else happened in the court today. The court did not order the Integrity Commission to turn over the communication with their former investigator that accused the Integrity Commission of going outside of the remit of their jurisdiction in investigating the Prime Minister. The court tell them that some of these things were on a redact. I don't know what kind of top secret you have, but you know redact documents. I never know say Jamaica in that position they know. Where they might give redacted documents to people. I know say at the CIA and FBI and MI6 and Mossad. And them people let me know do redaction in a document and hand over to people, you know. But the Integrity Commission, all of a sudden have a whole heap of secret when nobody can know. So they might redact documents and send it out. But hold on them people, come in and start play that one here today and it go play until everybody. Listen again.
In the email, she reportedly expressed concern about some actions taken by the commission.
Listen again.
Prime Minister's affairs. Findler Blake reportedly left the commission shortly after placing her concerns in writing. It's understood Findler Blake came under pressure to withdraw the concerns expressed in the email. Lawyers for the Prime Minister had asked the court to order the commission to disclose the email written by Findler Blake and two other investigators. But the commission reportedly denied the existence of such an email.
Now, man, we had this. I think I suppose I have this email in. I'm going to search, but we have it in the Shika. So if you can find this letter, I think we have it. Let me read it for the people them again. We have it, man. Where she spell out our concern that says you people are going above and beyond. Shika said, if you can find it for me and send it to me, please.
Supreme Court Judge Althea Jarrett this afternoon ordered the commission to disclose the correspondence to lawyers for Dr. Holness if they exist. The court also ruled against the commission's request to strike out a section of a claim form which registered the Prime Minister's challenge to a report it had tabled in the House of Representatives. Justice Jarrett also denied a request by lawyers for the Prime Minister to strike out a section of the Integrity Commission's affidavit which contained commentary concerning his 2018 statutory declarations, which were eventually approved. The Prime Minister was granted leave to appeal the denial of the request to have the Commission disclose some redacted documents to him. This means that the hearing of the Prime Minister's challenge to the Integrity Commission's report, which was set for October, is likely to be delayed.
Nationwide News understands that information contained in a forensic audit done by a Trinidadian-based firm shows that claims the Prime Minister has 28 bank accounts are false and misleading. The audit was done as part of a process by the Integrity Commission to review the Prime Minister's financial affairs in the long-running saga to certify his statutory declarations. Our sources say several of the bank accounts attached to the Prime Minister are closed, dormant, or either held jointly by him and family members. More in this report from Dana Davey.
Arising from a special report done by the Integrity Commission, a bevy of PNP activists and bloggers on social media have been referring to the Prime Minister as Dr. 28 and Craveney. Others have alleged that the Prime Minister personally controls or is the beneficial owner of 28 accounts. However, information contained in a forensic audit, which the Integrity Commission reportedly paid a Trinidad-based firm $30 million.
From top, no problem, man. We go from top.
Those claims are missed.
Somebody say play it from top.
Commission to produce documented concerns from one of its then senior investigators, which reportedly suggested the commission had conducted itself inappropriately during its probe of the finances of the Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness. Reports emerged in the public domain earlier this year that the senior investigator, Stephanie Findler Blake, had written an email to the commission. In the email, she reportedly expressed concern about some actions taken by the commission during its probe of the Prime Minister's affairs. Findler Blake reportedly left the commission shortly after placing her concerns in writing. It's understood Fiddler Blake came under pressure to withdraw the concerns expressed in the email. Lawyers for the Prime Minister had asked the court to order the commission to disclose the email written by Fiddler Blake and 2 other investigators, but the commission reportedly denied the existence of such an email. Supreme Court Judge Althea Jarrett this afternoon ordered the commission to disclose the correspondence to lawyers for Dr. Holness if they exist. The court also ruled against the commission's request to strike out a section of a claim form which registered the Prime Minister's challenge to a report it had tabled in the House of Representatives. Justice Jarrett also denied a request by lawyers for the Prime Minister to strike out a section of the Integrity Commission's affidavit which contained commentary concerning his 2018 statutory declarations, which were eventually approved. The Prime Minister was granted leave to appeal the denial of the request to have the Commission disclose some redacted documents to him. This means that the hearing of the Prime Minister's challenge to the Integrity Commission's report, which was set for October, is likely to be delayed.
Nationwide News understands that information contained in a forensic audit done by a Trinidadian-based firm shows that claims the Prime Minister has 28 bank accounts are false and misleading. The audit was done as part of a process by the Integrity Commission to review the Prime Minister's financial affairs in the long-running saga to certify his statutory declarations. Our sources say several of the bank accounts attached to the Prime Minister are closed, dormant, or either held jointly by him and family members. More in this report from Dana Davey.
Arising from a special report done by the Integrity Commission, a bevy of PNP activists and bloggers on social media have been referring to the Prime Minister as Dr. 28 and Craven E. Others have alleged that the Prime Minister personally controls or is the beneficial owner of 28 accounts. However, information contained in a forensic audit, which the Integrity Commission reportedly paid a Trinidad-based firm $30 million to complete, suggests those claims are misleading. The IC has refused to publish the findings of the audit report, but it has shared the document with attorneys for the litigants in the case brought against it by the Prime Minister, and the IC only released the findings to the connected attorneys following sustained lobbying to the court by those lawyers. The document is protected under privilege. Nationwide News does not have a copy of the document, but we are confident in what has been told to us by our sources. Of the 28 accounts, 4 are owned by the Prime Minister's mother and father. The Prime Minister has told the Integrity Commission his name appeared on those 4 accounts as an emergency contact. One of the 28 accounts is owned by the Prime Minister and his sister. 2 are dormant. One of the accounts is a joint account owned by the Prime Minister and his 2 sons. 2 of the 28 are insurance accounts also connected to Dr. Holness's children, which he reportedly had to declare to the Integrity Commission, given that he is listed as their father. 10 of the 28 accounts are listed by the forensic auditors as closed. That group of 10 includes multiple donor accounts. This leaves 8 accounts which are connected to the Prime Minister. 5 of those are saving accounts, including Jamaican and US dollar accounts. The other is a checking account. 3 investment or stock-related accounts are listed as active. We understand the auditing firm was given 3 points to pursue in their terms of reference. One of those terms asked the firm to indicate whether it has found any information suggesting malfeasance in the Prime Minister's financial affairs. It's understood that nothing in the auditor's 45-page report conclusively supports a finding of malfeasance. Dana Davey for Nationwide News.
The Jamaica Urban Transit Company, the JU.
You see, Blade Brown, or whatever name you feel like go by today, you know how no space today. You don't need to go huddle up. As come to Dennis Daly, you don't need to go practice on no bad mind look more. Dennis Daly say you don't need to practice on no bad mind look more. No bad mind enough. Okay? Come where Dennis Daly say, you don't need to go practice on no bad mind. Yeah, yes, I have Sheikah looking for the email for me. I think we have it. Can we? Something more we read. Whole scans over whole heap of time. But we have it, man. Travel, our winner there. Winner probably. Where's winner? Somebody said link winner there for me. Winner would have probably have it. But make sure we have it somewhere. It is here. Well, let me look every day in that. Well, they're gonna second the people. Well, let me go and play this again while I search it. Because this I go play in them years until they're deaf.
So the details. Nationwide News understands that the Supreme
Make
Court
it play while I
has
search
ordered
it.
the Integrity Commission
Me know me
to
have it
produce
somewhere.
documented concerns from one of its then senior investigators, which reportedly suggested the Commission had conducted itself inappropriately during its probe of the finances of the Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. Reports emerged in the public domain earlier this year that the senior investigator Stephanie Findler Blake had written an email to the Commission. In the email, she reportedly expressed concern about some actions taken by the Commission during its probe of the Prime Minister's affairs. Findler Blake reportedly left the Commission shortly after placing her concerns in writing. It's understood Findler Blake came under pressure to withdraw the concerns expressed in the email. Lawyers for the Prime Minister had asked the court to order the Commission to disclose the email written by Findler Blake and two other investigators. But the Commission reportedly denied the existence of such an email. Supreme Court Judge Althea Jarrett this afternoon ordered the Commission to disclose the correspondence to lawyers for Dr. Holness if they exist. The court also ruled against the Commission's request to strike out a section of a claim form which registered the Prime Minister's challenge to a report it had tabled in the House of Representatives. Justice Jarrett also denied a request by lawyers for the Prime Minister to strike out a section of the Integrity Commission's affidavit which contained commentary concerning his 2018 statutory declarations, which were eventually approved. The Prime Minister was granted leave to appeal the denial of the request to have the Commission disclose some redacted documents to him. This means that the hearing of the Prime Minister's challenge to the Integrity Commission's report, which was set for October, is likely to be delayed.
Nationwide News understands that information contained in a forensic audit done by a Trinidadian-based firm shows that claims the Prime Minister has 28 bank accounts are false and misleading. The audit was done as part of a process by the Integrity Commission to review the Prime Minister's financial affairs in the long-running saga to certify his statutory declarations. Our sources say several of the bank accounts attached to the Prime Minister are closed, dormant, or either held jointly by him and family members. More in this report from Dana.
Here we are.
Arising from a special report done by the Integrity
I got it. I'm going to read it for you now.
Activists and bloggers on social media have been referring to the Prime Minister as Dr. 28 and Craveney. Others have alleged that the Prime Minister personally controls or is the beneficial owner of 28 accounts. However, information contained in a forensic audit, which the Integrity Commission reportedly paid a Trinidad-based firm $30 million to complete, suggests those claims are misleading. The IC has refused to publish the findings of the audit report, but it has shared the document with attorneys for the litigants in the case brought against it by the Prime Minister, and the IC only released the findings to the connected attorneys following sustained lobbying to the court by those lawyers. The document is protected under privilege. Nationwide News does not have a copy of the document, but we are confident in what has been told to us by our sources. Of the 28 accounts, 4 are owned by the Prime Minister's mother and father. The Prime Minister has told the Integrity Commission his name appeared on those 4 accounts as an emergency contact. One of the 28 accounts is owned by the Prime Minister and his sister. 2 are dormant. One of the accounts is a joint account owned by the Prime Minister and his 2 sons. 2 of the 28 are insurance accounts also connected to Dr. Holness's children, which he reportedly had to declare to the Integrity Commission, given that he is listed as their father. 10 of the 28 accounts are listed by the forensic auditors as closed. That group of 10 includes multiple loan accounts. This leaves 8 accounts
Wait till you hear the letter.
to the Prime Minister. 5 of those are saving accounts, including Jamaican and US dollar accounts. The other is a checking account. 3 investment or stock-related accounts are listed as active. We understand the auditing firm was given 3 points to pursue in their terms of reference. One of those terms asked the firm to indicate whether it has found any information suggesting malfeasance in the Prime Minister's financial affairs. It's understood that nothing in the auditor's 45-page report conclusively supports a finding of malfeasance. Dana Davy for Nationwide.
All right, so this is the letter that they speak. Remember, I whole time we go through that letter, you know. Let me get out my second grade reading now. It says, "Dear Mrs. Lawrence Beckwith, Mr. Beresford, Clyde Beresford, and Mr. Edwards." I don't remember who is the Edwards fella. "I write to you in your capacity as leading principal of the Integrity Commission and the major organized, I figure Mr. Edwards is from Mocha, and the major organized crime and anti-corruption agencies respectively to request an investigation into a serious matter. I write to lodge a formal complaint concerning misconduct and acts of corruption perpetrated by Kevin Stevenson, attorney at law and director of investigation at the Integrity Commission. Stevenson's corrupt act concerned the investigation pursued in respect of the Prime Minister Andrew M. Holness of Jamaica. The record of the Integrity Commission will indicate that an ex-investigator at the Commission, Stephanie Fiddler Blake, who at the time was employed to the Commission, hold on, give me 1 sec here, let me bring it up a little larger. No, 100% now, go do. Yes, here I am now. Where am I? Stevens corrupt investigation, Prime Minister. The record of the investigation will indicate that an ex-investigator at the Commission, Stephanie Fiddler Blake, who at the time was employed to the Commission, was moved to place in writing following inquiries from the Corruption Prosecution Department of the Integrity Commission. Her concern that steps being taken by the Commissioner in probing the Prime Minister's finance breached due process and possibly adversely engage the law and investigation best practice, which means that these people are going outside of the remit of them. You might be aware that it is a breach of public office and attorney at law who is considered before the court as a minister of justice to exclude evidentiary material that from a probe and hide from Parliament or a judicial fora detail which could be material in its outcome. That means she was accusing them of hiding things that could clear the Prime Minister's name. That's what she was doing here. She continued, "I am confident that a serious investigation will reveal that Mr. Stevens misconducted himself in public office and has possibly breached the Corruption Prevention Act in furtherance of what appeared to be his obsession to implicate the Prime Minister in wrongdoing, even when the evidence does not support his mission. Both he and Executive Director Greg Christie are in the habit of seeking to malign and intimidate any staffer of the Commission who acts professionally in respect of the Prime Minister. This has led to an atmosphere at the Commissioner which is incredibly toxic and has given to serious miscarriage of justice." That is the letter where them claims they don't exist. That is the email where them claims they don't exist. That is the email where them claims they don't exist. But the judge said, hand it over. Yes, the judge said, hand it over. Jenka people, if read it, well, I can read it again. Allow me to read it again. Going from the top, just like how we play the recording 3 times, we're going to play this 3 times too. We're going to play this 3 times too. Set a wicked them, man. But it is coming down. All of it are crumble. Just like how when them did pursue the horse argument, and just before the election, they did crumble. And the same thing again. And the same very thing again I reached them. They went down this line, them double down, them plant them people in a position and ask them to be the Prime Minister's worst nightmare. These are go again, Peter, yes. But let me go again. Allow me to go again. Well, I have to blow it up in I say Chuck Finn that side not too good. It says, I write to you in your capacity as leading principals of the Integrity Commission and the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Investigation Agency, respectively, to request an investigation into a serious matter. And now me call this, so you know, is the young lady Stephanie Fiddler, serious matter. I write to lodge a formal complaint concerning misconduct and acts of corruption perpetrated by Kevin Stevenson, attorney at law and director of investigation at the Integrity Commission. Again, I write to you to lodge a formal complaint concerning misconduct and acts of corruption perpetrated by Kevin Stevenson, attorney at law and director of investigation at the Integrity Commission. She continued, Stevenson's corrupt act concerned the investigation he pursued in respect of Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica. A record of the Integrity Commission will indicate that an ex-investigator at the Commission, Stephanie Fiddler Blake, who at the time was employed to the Commission, was moved to place in writing following inquiries from the Corruption Prosecution Department of the IC, her concern that steps being taken by the Commission in probing Prime Minister's finance breach due process and possibly adversely engage the law and investigative best practice, which means that these people was and is breaking the law. Mr. Stevenson not only elected to exclude Miss Blake's concern. Oh, sorry, you can did miss the part first, you know. Hold on, I did miss this part. Because I did show right. Yes. Mr. Stevenson not only elected to exclude Miss Blake's concern. Oh, when we did large up the screen, we did miss the part. My apologies. Good thing I read it again. I got to force my eye this time. I enlarge it. Mr. Stevenson not only elected to exclude Miss Blake's concern, which pointed to an unjust probe from the. Hold on, our TikTok do me. I give me puzzle. Hold on. Let's start TikTok puzzle here first. There you go. All right, I am back. Yes. Over there. Yes. Mr. Stevenson not only elected to exclude Miss Blake's concern, which pointed to an unjust probe from the reports he prepared for Parliament, he did the rounds at the Commissioner and persuaded several senior colleague directors not to include Miss Blake's account in any of their formal consideration concerning the case. Stevenson also insisted that Miss Blake retracted the statement. Miss Blake resigned from the Commissioner, and I believe the issue played a role in her walking away. So the man, not only did he, well, let me say any part of that one. I can't back down to. Okay, back down. Hold on. 50 we wanted. Not only did he know, but here we go. Not only did he not put it in, but he went around and he begged people, say, "Do no mention this again. We not have it." This was a copy that was leaked, but they have now been force called to hand over the original to the Prime Minister's team. So this is a leak part of it, right? So it says, you might be aware that it is a breach of public office. For an attorney at law who is considered to be who are considered before the court to be as a minister of justice to exclude evidentiary material that from a probe and hide from Parliament of a judicial or other judicial forum detail which could be material to its outcome. I am confident that a serious investigation will reveal that Mr. Stephen misconducted himself in public office and has possibly breached the Corruption Prevention Act in furtherance of what appears to be his obsession to implicate Prime Minister in wrongdoing, even when the evidence does not support his mission. Both he and Executive Director Greg Christie are in the habit of seeking to malign and intimidate any staffer of the Commissioner that acts professionally in respect of Prime Minister. This has led to an atmosphere at the Commissioner which is incredibly toxic and has given serious miscarriage of justice. Now, this was not the email that they talk about him. This was a letter that referred to said email. So they are now being forced to hand over the actual email to the Prime Minister's legal team. This letter was written by a Mr. Swaby, not the Mayor Swaby. Not Mayor Swaby. So it makes reference to the email. So the court now ordered them to hand over the email to the Prime Minister's team. And if they can't hand over the email, then we'll call Miss Blake to speak on it. Gentle people again, something like this must never, ever be allowed to happen to another Jamaican. It must never happen to another person. What they did, what they attempted to do to this man's character, what they attempted to do to the country. This was an attempt to destabilize the country and bring the government down. This is an act of treason, and they should be charged accordingly. Yes, Travi, I agree. Call her to the stand, let her speak on it. And I'm sure she would have a copy of said email for herself. But if they don't present the email, then we will present her. And others want to leave the commission because they thought the Prime Minister was being unfairly targeted. Now, thank you, people. So my time, whole heap of people come and they see us on social media every day and wonder if we not nothing to do, we not nothing better to do. But remember, people, when we sit here night after night in the last 2 to 3 years, and we've dismantled these people's lies. That's what we do. We sit down here so we dismantle them lies day after day. When we sit down here and we are fight against a 200-year-old media conglomerate, the largest in the Caribbean, we have to fight them to Gleaner and RGR. We have to fight them with the misinformation too. Newspaper, television, radio, other social media people like when name, I forget the little sports idiot they will come talk. All of them, Triple X, the whole of them that jump on these things. People who ought to have known better, people who ought to have acted better. But myself and my fellow bloggers who have sleepless night, restless days. Sometimes we have to jump out of character and tell some boy about them grandparents because the situation warranted at the time. When them come on and them speak beautifully and tell us, oh, the Prime Minister should not have taken them to court. He was wrong for taking them to court. It's the court that is now forcing them to produce the evidence that they are burying that will clear the Prime Minister's name. And whenever these things come out, you know what them tell you, say? Nothing wrong, the damage done already. That is them answer to it, you know. Believe it or not. When you show them all these things now, then tell you, say, nothing wrong, the damage done already. We do the damage already. Let me tell you now the damage. Let me tell you the damage that was done. We are going to read damage that was done. Nothing can stop with the damage that was done is called a record of achievement, doing more for you. The Jamaica Labour Party released it is 60-page booklet of its achievement yesterday. And all this was done while the Prime Minister was under attack. Not the government, you know, not the Jamaica Labour Party, you know, and Jamaica Holness was able to preside over the most successful administration this country have seen in the last 40 to 50 years. Right? And has delivered for the Jamaican people. The work not done yet. But if you ever did think that this election not important, look at what they attempted to do to this man. All he did was sign up to serve his people. And if you listen to Nigel Clark, if you listen to Big Rob, he will tell you that what Andrew Holness is doing for Jamaica now is what he planned to do for me was attending primary school when he dreamed of one day leading this country and fulfilling his wish. So what he's doing is not hurricane plan. When you listen to Big Rob speak of when him and PM used to go to school and them used to sit down when other people are dreaming about bicycle and Jonas was dreaming about serving his country. And because he was doing just a good job at it, they set out to destroy his name. And you see something like this, for that, they're going to get in on my wicked self now. You see, for what them do, if me ever walk a road one day and see my golden crash and me alone can save his life, if me see that crash and I'm alone there to save my golden life, I swear upon God's name, I will never lift a finger to help that man. Never will I ever lift a finger to save him. You mad save who? Him do this. I know the PMP do it and Mark Jefferson Golden do this. When Peter Phillips was in charge of the PMP, we had an integrity commission. We never have anything like this. Did Peter Phillips try to use the integrity commission? No. When Peter Phillips was in charge of the PMP, we had an integrity commission. They were there in 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. This wasn't an act of the PMP. This was an act of Mark Golding, an Englishman that is desperate to put back Jamaica under British rule. I will lift a finger to help him. Him do this. Hold on, let me see what Angela say. Yes, the Prime Minister rose above it. And luckily, the Prime Minister is a better man than I am. So the Prime Minister not feel well a grudge, but I will. Yes, the Prime Minister rose above it. He's a better man than me. Me I go hold a grudge for one year. It was an attack on our democracy, Winston. When in 2023, when they sent the first report to Parliament that says they want the Prime Minister was recommended for charges, when they knew that nothing at the start goes up, that was the first attack. It never worked. When Greg Christie, even though Greg Christie had the information, was tweeting all over the place about Prime Minister being recommended for charges, when Greg Christie knew better. And not two of them start this. That's why, again, thank God for the people them at the Jamaica Labour Party will turn on them phone every day and company internet. It's not a small case. Jungle people every day. General GT, let me see who's General GT. A sort of name, but it's the work that we did that kept the Prime Minister standing. General? General? All right. Yes. It is the work that we, my fellow bloggers and myself, sleepless night. Sleepless night. We sit down here so and we fight for defend the name of the Prime Minister because of him we vote for and of him we believe in, and we know in our heart that this man did nothing wrong. We know he did nothing wrong. We know that he was serving the country from a place of love. We know that. Adopted son, welcome my boss, come here. As a reach. We know that he was serving the country. Brother Classic, where go on? We know that he was serving the country from a place of only love.
Uncle Chuck, evening.
Evening, sir.
We just need to ask two quick questions.
No problem, man. Go ahead.
In the Prime Minister's Integrity Commission's report, didn't it say that the FID and the TAJ in the beginning was doing the investigation on the Prime Minister?
No, they weren't doing it in the beginning. That's what should have happened. The Integrity Commission went above them and go overseas.
So them pay $30 million.
$30 million. It's something that they could have gotten free.
Free. And then pay what? 30,000 US, 30,000, 35,000 US?
Something like that. 31 million Jamaican. It's something that we could have gotten for free. And when Classic now, we want, in an effort just to keep it in the news, because that's what they want, you know. Them say, all right, make we go to make we go to the FID, you know, make we go to Mocha now. When they could have done that from morning, but they choose not to, because going to Mocha, they thought that bringing in somebody would have guaranteed them the result. They would have finally get something now, because our job is to kill this man.
Chuck, let me ask you something. Somebody ever tell lie upon you yet?
What is time?
Somebody ever tell lie upon you, make it tarnish you, make you feel like you that just doing something?
Yes.
Just imagine how a Prime Minister feel.
Yes. I know exactly the feeling.
And then you have some bloggers, day in, day out, day in, day out. They have nothing to sell Mark Golding. But yet still, they can just jump up and say 28, 28, 28, craven name.
What them do now is when you tell them now, when them say this, you know what them say now, Classic? Them say them all right, you know, because the damage already done.
Yo.
That's going to be them answer. Yeah, man, we do the damage already. We do the damage already.
If the Prime Minister did bow under the pressure, and that them did want.
That's why they did want.
And they would have possibly win that election.
Yes, guys, it would have fallen under the cover of corruption. Right? But I am saying, my fellow bloggers, you yourself, Classic, Christopher Cart, Joshua, when we sit down here at night time for the last 4 years, 3 years, and we are pushed back against them dirty nastiness. That is what kept the Prime Minister name alive. That is what kept his name.
Good night, Christopher. Good night. Good night, Classic.
You know, sometime.
One moment. Good night, my big brother.
Well, go on, brother Joshua.
Good night to all the people in the chat. Can't forget to know. Go ahead now, Christopher. But I want to just add something before I forget, Chris.
Please, go ahead.
Joshua, don't add it. I'm gonna play this one more time before you add.
No, it's what you said. I wanted to back it up. Just one sentence. It's not just the Prime Minister that they sought to damage, you know. Is Jamaica as a nation, but these enemies of the state. They're not intelligent enough to realize that's the reputation of Jamaica that they put under the sword. And had it not been for the warriors like Classic and Christopher and yourself and others, then Jamaica would have been probably under the ground now, because we would have had it on record that the Prime Minister of Jamaica had to resign under dubious circumstances. You know. And I can't forget Vegas, who spent his own money.
Yes, the commission had conducted.
Go ahead, Chuck.
Of the Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness. Reports emerged in the public domain earlier this year that the senior investigator, Stephanie Findler Blake, had written an email to the commission. In the email, she reportedly expressed concern about some actions taken by the commission during its probe of the Prime Minister's affairs. Findler Blake reportedly left the commission shortly after placing her concerns in writing. It's understood Findler Blake came under pressure to withdraw the concerns expressed in the email. Lawyers for the Prime Minister had asked the court to order the commission to disclose the email written by Findler Blake and 2 other investigators, but the commission reportedly denied the existence of such an email. Supreme Court Judge Althea Jarrett this afternoon ordered the commission to disclose the correspondence to lawyers for Dr. Holness if they exist. The court also ruled against the commission's request to strike out a section of a claim form which registered the Prime Minister's challenge to a report it had tabled in the House of Representatives. Justice Jarrett also denied a request by lawyers for the Prime Minister to strike out a section of the Integrity Commission's affidavit which contained commentary concerning his 2018 statutory declarations, which were eventually approved. The Prime Minister was granted leave to appeal the denial of the request to have the Commission disclose some redacted documents to him. This means that the hearing of the Prime Minister's challenge to the Integrity Commission's report, which was set for October, is likely to be delayed.
Nationwide News understands that information contained in a forensic audit done by a Trinidadian-based firm claims the Prime Minister has 28 bank accounts are false and misleading. The audit was done as part of a process by the Integrity Commission to review the Prime Minister's financial affairs in the long-running saga to certify his statutory declarations. Our sources say several of the bank accounts attached to the Prime Minister are closed, dormant, or either held jointly by him and family members. Now in this report from Dana Davey.
Arising from a special report done by the Integrity Commission, a bevy of PNP activists and bloggers on social media have been referring to the Prime Minister as Dr. 28 and Craveney. Others have alleged that the Prime Minister personally controls or is the beneficial owner of 28 accounts. However, Information contained in a forensic audit, which the Integrity Commission reportedly paid a Trinidad-based firm $30 million to complete, suggests those claims are misleading. The IC has refused to publish the findings of the audit report, but it has shared the document with attorneys for the litigants in the case brought against it by the Prime Minister, and the IC only released the findings to the connected attorneys following sustained lobbying to the court by those lawyers. The document is protected under privilege. Nationwide News does not have a copy of the document, but we are confident in what has been told to us by our sources. Of the 28 accounts, 4 are owned by the Prime Minister's mother and father. The Prime Minister has told the Integrity Commission his name appeared on those 4 accounts as an emergency contact. One of the
I would think that Labour
is
yard.
owned by the Prime Minister and his sister. 2 are dormant. One of the accounts is a joint account owned by the Prime Minister and his 2 sons. 2 of the 28 are insurance accounts, also connected to Dr. Holness's children, which he reportedly had to declare to the Integrity Commission, given that he is listed as their father. 10 of the 28 accounts are listed by the forensic auditors as closed. That group of 10 includes multiple loan accounts. This leaves 8 accounts which are connected to the Prime Minister. 5 of those are saving accounts, including Jamaican and US dollar accounts. The other is a checking account. 3 investment or stock-related accounts are listed as active. We understand the auditing firm was given 3 points to pursue in their terms of reference. One of those terms asked the firm to indicate whether it has found any information suggesting malfeasance in the Prime Minister's financial affairs. It's understood that nothing in the auditor's 45-page report conclusively
John
supports
Smith,
the finding
haven't
of
seen him in a while.
malfeasance. Dana Davey for Nationwide News.
The Jamaica
Chucky,
Yes, sir.
can I request that the last 4 minutes of that audio be played again?
The last 4.
From the forensic report from the Trinidadian people,
which were eventually approved. The Prime Minister was granted leave to appeal the denial, means that the hearing
Oh,
of the
for
Prime
the section on the bank
Minister's
account.
to the
Yeah.
News
Yeah.
understands that the information
yeah, you can continue from right there about granted leave.
firm shows that claims the Prime Minister has 28 bank accounts are false and misleading. The audit was done as part of a process by the Integrity Commission to review the Prime Minister's financial affairs in the long-running saga to certify his statutory declarations. Our sources say several of the bank accounts attached to the Prime Minister are closed, dormant, or either held jointly by him and family members. Now in this report from Dana Davey. Arising from a special report done by the Integrity Commission, a bevy of PNP activists and bloggers on social media have been referring to the Prime Minister as Dr. 28 and Craven E. Others have alleged that the Prime Minister personally controls or is the beneficial owner of 28 accounts. However, information contained in a forensic audit, which the Integrity Commission reportedly paid a Trinidad-based firm $30 million to complete, suggests those claims are misleading. The IC has refused to publish the findings of the audit report, but it has shared the document with attorneys for the litigants in the case brought against it by the Prime Minister, and the IC only released the findings to the connected attorneys following sustained lobbying to the court by those lawyers. The document is protected under privilege. Nationwide News does not have a copy of the document, but we are confident in what has been told to us by our sources. Of the 28 accounts, 4 are owned
I am urging the Prime Minister's attorneys to leak that report.
by the Prime Minister's mother and father. The Prime Minister has told the Integrity Commission his name appeared on those 4 accounts as an emergency contact. One of the 28 accounts is owned by the Prime Minister and his sister. 2 are dormant. One of the accounts is a joint account owned by the Prime Minister and his 2 sons. 2 of the 28 are insurance accounts, also connected to Dr. Holness's children, which he reportedly had to declare to the Integrity Commission, given that he is listed as their father. 10 of the 28 accounts are listed by the forensic auditors as closed. That group of 10 includes multiple loan accounts. This leaves those accounts which are connected to the Prime Minister. 5 of those are saving accounts, including Jamaican and US dollar accounts. The other is a checking account. 3 investment or stock-related accounts are listed as active. We understand the auditing firm was given 3 points to pursue in their terms of reference. One of those terms asked the firm to indicate whether it has found any information suggesting malfeasance in the Prime Minister's financial affairs. It's understood that nothing in the auditor's 45-page report conclusively supports a finding of malfeasance. Dana Davey for Nationwide News.
The Jamaica.
Before you start speaking, Chuck, Travis.
Yes, sir.
Look for the word malfeasance and read it so that the public can understand. Because the firm, the auditing firm, said that they have not found any evidence of malfeasance.
Malfeasance is essentially wrongdoing.
Yeah, but we want it to be read and not the public to say we said.
Right.
You know?
Seabreeze, Diego. It's right now leading right up to the election. I no deal is you know. I no go over to no part, this over my part. You know.
Yeah.
The doctor, I got doctor last week, and them say they have a
Tolerance.
high level of bullshit.
Low tolerance for that.
Yes, a very low tolerance, but we stay away from bullshit for the next couple of weeks.
Mr. Chuck, me want to say, I don't want to say no, the shootouts like, the 4 shootouts like Ingram, Vice of the Nation, Alvaro, but when I say the Prime Minister, should know that quote, all those four shootouts feel now. You see the Prime Minister make the right decision.
No going at the pit with this.
Don't go to the pit with them, Chris.
I'll say this.
It's not truth is that they don't feel no way.
Especially in public office.
I only came up, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I'm not saying. Whose background is that? Oh, Travis, my step baby. It's my step baby. Okay, so I only came up to tell Chuck. The moment when you even respond that you see them, you are breaking our deal that we have.
No,
anyway,
that deal was from yesterday. I never said nothing about today. No, nobody compare that.
It's until election. You don't see
you
no
did not
PMP.
say.
You don't discuss with no P. What?
Nika, you got quote, you never said it.
Did you sign a contract that you didn't read properly?
Thank you, Travis. Moving on, guys. I want this discussion tonight to be positive. And the reason I'm saying that, right? We can beat them, but I want it to be positive. We're not going to go down low and be disrespectful and nasty like they do. I'm saying that to say we should take a page from our most honorable Prime Minister. When they were beating him and when they were tearing him down, he reminded me of this honorable man in the Bible. He reminded me of Job. No matter what they did, and the Lord said, I'm going to let Satan try where you want to try. But I'm going to tell you, you can't move him. He's one of my servants, my humble servants. And my Prime Minister has shown me that he is a noble man. And I'm saying this to say, let's take a book. Let's take a page from his book. Please, Joshua, I need you to lead this as one of those honorable noblemen from the church. Chuck, if I say one more thing to a PMP, me, I gotta take you down. All right, thank you, bye.
You know, the only reason me not going malice here, is because of the mission which we have at hand. Because when you come up here, I can talk about step baby. I know some is a jealous man. Yeah?
Oh, we have to share, baby. We got to share.
My Prime Minister, as Marshall put it, is the epitome of integrity. Luckily, him have somebody like me. We're not afraid to roll up in pants, put a step in the mud and fight the battle.
No, Chucky. Let's sleep. Chucky.
Yes. No, we're not doing today.
All right. Travis, you can read that thing for me? Malfeasance.
Yeah, man, very simple. Malfeasance is wrongdoing, especially in public office.
All right. And what did the report said the auditor say?
There is no evidence of malfeasance with the prime.
So the manufactured evidence that the PNP has been trying to come up with. That means we shall start to call them Pinocchio. The Pinocchio team. Pinocchio National Party.
Classic, what are niggas? Classic. You finish and make your lend somebody else your box. And you want to say something?
Chris wanted to say something before, you know. Chris wanted to say something, you know. Sure.
Yeah, man, Chris said it already.
So my answer still is that for many moons I've been saying, based on the cut and paste when I said Mark Golden last 4 reports, it is just telling me that none of them been certified. I know we have to go pressure. I see our Prime Minister have to go pressure the court to give us the real report. Because I cut and paste all 4 of them in the last 4. I cut and paste. So we want to see the real report now. And a real report now the desk of him.
You mean for Mark Golden on Golden report for the last couple of years?
Yeah, Mark him goldfish. Nothing now going for him, brother. We want to see the real report from Mark Golden.
I agree. I totally agree because there are stuff in Mark Golden's report that everybody will question. Right? And I do not believe that for the last, from 2020 onwards, there has been any investigation into Mark Golden's statutory declaration. He submitted on a Friday, they approve it by the Saturday, and publish it by the Sunday.
Yeah, man. So, let's stay on panelists.
All right.
Chuck, panelists connecting.
Let's up back.
Everybody, good evening.
Respect, respect. Welcome.
I'm to work late this evening, you know. And I tell you something. When I got off the work, it was like 7:30. So normally me catch nationwide news at 5. So I'm gonna start back the news from 5 o'clock, 7:30. And the news leaked me that the auditor report nationwide got some information from credible sources. And the findings, can you imagine how corrupt the Integrity Commission is? But the other thing too, the young lady who resigned from the Integrity Commission after having, yes, Miss Blake, wrote to the Integrity Commission about some procedural errors in terms of how they were treating with the Prime Minister's statutory declaration. And they were pressuring her to withdraw our concerns. That also is another big corruption. And the court rightly asked the Integrity Commission to publish that email if it exists. And if it exists, we know say it exists, and it will be published. So if the Integrity Commission not publish it, we are gonna find it.
We are gonna find the author of it. The author of it is still alive and still with us.
Of course, now that the court has given permission for the information to be supplied to the lawyers of the Prime Minister, that information will soon hit the road. And trust me, the court did not decide to hear the case today or before the elections, but they have made some masterful move in terms of actually requesting that some documentation be turned over to the Prime Minister.
Especially the audit report.
Especially the audit report. And the fact that that is now in the hands of the lawyer, if you leak, nobody don't know how to leak it. You understand what I'm saying? So
I will accept it.
Yeah, right now I accept any leak because the PMP don't want no leak. Right, you know. They don't want a leak of the email that was sent by this lady about the Integrity Commission handling of the Prime Minister's the statutory declaration. They don't want a leak of that right now. Because you see, you hear about this case, this 28 bank account, that is one leak, you know. The nationwide are from credible source. So we can't drop a whole of the leak them 1 week. Right? So you have to give this time for soak in.
Good time to soak in.
Yes. So when the next leak I come out of the email from Miss Blake.
What I want, what the important that we want is the conclusion from the forensic auditor. That is what we want, the conclusion.
Yeah, but so basically those will come, and I tell you the PMP find themselves this season in a box of bricks. So the PMP they're 3-0.
Yesterday when the Prime Minister was in Africa handing out the book of the Bible.
No, from the day before. Right? So then came on as go break ground.
Yes.
Right?
With all of this misrepresentative, can somebody in the IC be accountable for this?
But obviously at the end of the day, somebody has to be held accountable unless the parliament them not work, then solve.
Okay then, sir. Good.
Right? So basically, let me give you the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is on a roll. The Prime Minister got break ground for the largest transshipment port ever to be built anywhere in the Western Hemisphere. Right? Behind Singapore, Rotterdam, and Dubai. Right?
This is where the gleaner post yesterday.
Read the gleaner part already, Nathaniel. Read it, man.
Hold on, Nathaniel.
I'm going to call for some order. Order. Let us have this discussion. Order. It is very important. Let us do it orderly, please. Right. Thanks.
So the next thing, right? Him go half a tree, and him have him ministers and him people in different townships handing out the
just
green
half a tree, no. Not just half a tree.
No man, I said and him have him ministers
island.
and other people, right, in other parts of the country handing out the green books. Right? And today, him coming up, the information hit the airwaves. So Damien Crawford will go half a tree, go wipe car glass till he and drop off. And him go drive taxi till him belly bus.
But
him
he didn't
get no traction.
But he didn't, Barry. He said that on Friday he was gonna go to Orfordry and wipe.
But that Friday is tomorrow.
Oh, I'm sorry, tomorrow. But he's not going to. That's just a talking point.
So we are waiting to see him, you know. And so, ladies and gentlemen, when we say the Prime Minister say him is a chess player, right? And we realize the move that we make, right? It is akin to being not only a chess player, but a damn good chess player. I'm a land here to somebody else.
Joshua?
I don't know if you want to hear me now.
Go ahead, connected.
All right, good evening, everybody. Good evening. All the persons in the sound of my voice. Today is a good day. Today is a very good day, if you ask me. For the past maybe 2 years or thereabout, this Prime Minister, who is as resilient as the economy that he has been battered by the opposition, aided and abetted by the integrity corruption. And this year I'm so disappointed. I've said it before, you know, that my greatest disappointment is in the former chairman. Because somebody I know very well, I met him 44 years ago. We have been very close. I have not seen him in recent years. But while I was serving and he was a high court judge, I used to travel in his car. That is how close I got to him. We had several discussions. And somebody who I considered of the highest integrity. But I am not sure that I can say that this evening. I have serious doubts about that this evening. And I'm a straight shooter, you know. I shoot very straight. Let me tell you this. As a former investigator myself of major crimes, including fraud, I have always, on these very platforms, questioned the motive of the Integrity Commission for not releasing the International Forensic Audit. How could you pay an auditing firm $30 million of our hard-earned money, and then you hide the report that they produced, just like the secret corrupt MOU was in that army headquarters? How could you do that? We are no idiots. We have sense. And then you have these backward vloggers aligned to the PNP who are out here. Rose, I want to call Rose's name. And some of them coming. I am neutral. I am independent. But I am concerned about.
Mr. Piero's mind.
I'm only concerned about the fact that I even hear some labor rights supporters beating the Prime Minister. A labor right come on live and they say, "Me don't understand. One concern me having my labor right, you know, is that how the Prime Minister finds himself in something like this. He don't understand PNP and PNPism. That labor right don't understand what the PNP stands for. But I know them and I know them well. When I saw the absence of the report, and the next thing, the very important thing that I looked at is when the director of investigation compiled his file, complete an investigation, compile a comprehensive report with the statements and documents and everything. And then you cover it in report form and tabulate the reason for your recommendations and so on and so forth. Because at the end of the report, you have a recommendation. And the only recommendation that the director of investigation could come up with is for the director of corruption and prosecution, who was at the time Prince Jamaica, to charge the Prime Minister for failure to declare 4 bank accounts. 2 for his mother, 1 was taken out when he was 2 years old, and another 1 for his father, and the 4th one was for a former office manager who had left the job approximately 20 years before the investigation started. 20 years before the investigation started. And that account as in something like 800 Jamaican dollars. 800 plus, and it was inactive. It was virtually dormant. And that's all the director of investigation could recommend is for him to be charged for those 4 accounts. In my head, as an investigator, I said that is rubbish. That is the biggest rubbish that I've ever seen. But they know, you know, that most Jamaicans would not understand the intricacies of these things. And some people would run with the idea that Prime Minister is in corruption. I knew from day one.
Connecting. That is why after that was done, you know, after that was done, and it was established, and listen to me, all of this is foolishness. And you mentioned it to anyone that they come with them. You know what they tell us, eh? It don't really matter to them what come out now, you know. Because damage has already been done. Yes. The damage
yes, go ahead, Joe.
Has already been done. So they didn't mind that. Them just knew, say, we are going to create some damage at the cost of it. Well, it wasn't just an attack, as Joshua said, on the Prime Minister. It was an attack on our country. They set out to destroy
our democracy.
Yes. They set out to destroy the name Jamaica. They set out to gain power.
Grand Jamaica, yes.
Door. Not by campaigning, not by going to an election, not by winning, but they sought to gain power through a back door. We're going to force you into an election. You're going to call election on the background of a corruption, and we are going to swoop into power. That was the plan.
That was the idea.
That was the idea.
Spot on.
Right.
But you know, as you talk about calling of election, you know, some jump in my spirit. I hear a lot of party supporters, Jamaica Labour Party supporters, who have obviously got battle weary and election fatigue. They have been saying that the Prime Minister should call the election. Look, the longer the election takes to call, is the worse the opposition looks and the better the Prime Minister and the Jamaica Labour Party look. You hear me telling you? The longer, the more crap they might do. I'm out.
Yes,
yes. That's just about big time. So let me tell you something. People who are supporting the party, people who are in the diaspora, pack up on the bag. And the date is close. If you ask me how long, the answer is not long. How soon? Soon. It's just around the corner now. But look what happened today. Look what has happened today with this. Because they have this thing around the Prime Minister's neck like an albatross, you know. It's the commission statutory declaration thing. And everything I come with jump out at it's a declaration not approved. It's a declaration not approved by the commission with them rubbish. You understand me? And some of them don't know nothing at all, you know. If you ask, some of them don't know, some of them know nothing, absolutely nothing whatsoever. They just go down and chat when they hear them people in the party talk.
It's talking point. It's just a talking point.
Shaka, come down and give somebody my box.
No, man, you good stay away there, man. Yeah, we need one. We need at least one rose among the town. You're not going away.
Yeah, I'm here below with you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move to my final point now. Is Angel. I told you that my daughter is Angel. Angel.
Huh?
My youngest daughter is Angel.
Oh, they really?
Yes, really.
Oh.
You need to make contact with me.
I'll do that Saturday. I got
one side and me one.
Angel, I will be in worship Saturday.
Oh, all right. So tomorrow evening, then tomorrow night.
Still inappropriate. Sunset to sunset.
Okay.
What I want to discuss with you outside the Sabbath.
All right.
Good. So I will move to my final point now, and then somebody else could come in. Justice Seymour Panton, the former chairman of the Integrity Commission, is an absolutely brilliant jurist. I can confirm that because I know the man. Absolutely brilliant. But in addition to that, he's the former president of the Court of Appeal. Court of Appeal, I said, you know. When judges mess up cases, he and two other judges would review the cases. And as a president, I'm sure that he would have some weight on the matter. And for Justice Panton to allow that file must have passed through his hands. Work with me now. Walk through this with me a little bit now. The file must have passed through Justice Panton's hands. The same file that recommended the Prime Minister for prosecution for the 4 bank accounts that didn't belong to him. How did that slip through Justice Panton's grasp? A man who is very detailed, a very brilliant jurist. Absolutely brilliant. I can confirm that.
Connecting, I have said this on numerous occasions that the PMP and persons that support them are willing to sell their soul and reputation to the devil if they think it will further the cause of the PMP.
And they're not business them winning. They're not concerned as to them winning.
No concern
whatsoever. They're not business. If they swim at some red show Banga Jamaica house, they will do it. The PMP will do it. You hear me tell you say? I'm not telling you because of my passion and my emotion. I'm telling you because of the modus operandi. If they will swim in a red dye and we then way to Jamaica house, the PMP, no matter how much red show they're swimming at. And that is why they blocked the state of emergency in 2018, causing several persons all over Jamaica to be unalive. They voted on all the state of emergency, which was reducing homicides in Jamaica. It reduced homicide in Jamaica by 22%. It dipped from 1,641 in 2017 to 1,287 in 2018. in St. James, which was a dive homicide capital of Jamaica. They had 335 homicides in 2017. And so they got the state of emergency. The only division, and I'm going to talk until the cows come home. Don't make the PMP fool on you. Lie them I tell you about the jail run state of emergency for much years. Lie. One single division in Jamaica got the state of emergency for one full year, St. James. 1st of January 2018 to the 31st of December 2018. No other division got it for 1 year, for 1 year or more. Look at the result in 2018 in St. James. Homicide plummeted by over 70% from 335 to 105. And the People's National Party, which has been dubbed a dangerous, corrupt, cultist, criminal organization, went to God knows and voted against all the state of emergency in Jamaica, causing homicide, the increase of homicide to commence in January 2019 after the homicide. Even after Prime Minister Holness went to the Parliament and pleaded to them that there were 20 triggermen in custody at Freeport Police Station. There were known triggermen, he said. And if they were released, they would start back the operation that they were pursuing before. And he was right. But no, the proactive government that we have elected, led by Dr. the Most Honorable Jamaica Labour, went about purposefully and built capacity in the national security apparatus. It never took long for the reduction to kick in. It kicked in 2023.
Once you put in the work,
yes, the result will come.
Reap the fruit.
The result will come. But I make way for somebody else, because I alone can't hold him.
All right, sir.
Chuck, me not tell long.
Go ahead, Steve.
Hear me, I said, Chuck. The CCJ, Chuck, you see right now, Chuck, we don't want no more Chuck. We can't follow the CCJ because if them do this to it, Chuck, what we have with the CCJ for now?
I never want the CCJ for a man. CCJ is a corruptible institution. I'm not saying it is corrupt, but it is corruptible.
Chuck, so me asking, I'm not asking a question, I don't know, right? So who can investigate the IC now? Which can investigate the IC now?
It's up to the Parliament. It's up to the Parliament to do that, and I believe they will take action right after this election.
Okay. That's all I have to say still. I'll jump.
All right. All right, thank you. So, Joshua, you're back with us? All right, Joshua still out for the court. So, as I said, it has been a blessed couple of days. The PMP circle is crumbling. So much so that when they couldn't find any response to the release of the booklet of achievement, they went on the political stage in Spanish Town yesterday. And hold on, let me find Denise Daly telling the Jamaican, telling the PMP supporters, we not only must we bad mind them. So all along when Darrell Vaz, the passengers, tell me say the PMP bad mind and people say, boy, I'm only attack. Them finally admitted that we bad mind them. And not only must we bad mind them, but we must hate them too. Now, when you go up on the political stage preaching hate and your fellow Jamaicans, boy, oh boy, me tell you, say, argue well for your position. When you're brave enough to step on the political platform and all you can tell the people them to do is go hate them fellow Jamaicans. Hate. And you are saying that a party that recently publishes books of achievement, that everything in there is set out to benefit the Jamaican. You are brave enough to go on a platform. And I've always said this, people, listen to the PMP and them platform and you can tell what them think of their own supporters. They do not believe that their supporters deserve any tangible policy When they go up on the platform, they don't have to speak of any plans where them have to improve them life. All them do, we're not only go bad mind them and people are blow hand and are celebrate. In a Jamaica, where we say one of the wickedest diseases you can ever catch, a bad mind. That's what we say in a Jamaica every day, you know. One of the wickedest diseases you can catch in a Jamaica, a bad mind. So when a PNP representative is brave enough to go on a platform and say, you must bad mind people then, and people celebrate and cheer, you have to understand which part them are come from. And that party must. You're on? Hold on, you're on now? Hold on, let me go find it. You're on hold now, Romalo? Oh, you just got off. All right, I'll go find it. Hold on, the guys, continue. I'll go find Romalo and then I'll play it for you all.
All right, if anybody else wants to come in now, I could take a break. I'm still on a break. Joshua, FC, Trav.
Well, listen, Travi, Winston has an
if I'm waking, I remember Travi do a pull all night last night, you know.
You think, Trav?
Joe,
yeah, man, we were with him last night.
We were on for the entire night. To six when we come off this morning. Connecting sleep and wake and joining.
Yeah, man, I'm joining for the last 2 hours also.
You were on last night, all night, man.
No, man, I will at the graveyard even do last night.
And funny enough, you know, Triplex was on last night. Come on, and me and him had a one-on-one, and one of the card he pulled for when I was there, you know, showing up his lies is that the Prime Minister had 28 bank accounts. So
that was what he ran on.
Yeah, so Triplex, if you're anywhere and if by chance you hear my voice, you need to revisit because we have to go over that discussion.
Yeah, man, you need to repent first. Repent first.
Account business. Come, let's talk about that.
Turn out to be 8 bank accounts. 28 on 8.
You know, the report state 10 of them
man.
Closed or down.
Closed.
Really, as I speak to you, because
10 of them.
I sense myself growing.
And the funny thing about it, you know, we've been saying this for a long time. 411, Michelle Stern has been saying it. And then pretend as if no go so. Yes. And here we are today. The overseas investigator that them tell us are international investigator. I swear it's America or England we are going here.
I swear that too.
30 million Jamaican dollar. Listen, these people have
Trinidad.
Yeah, them have friends and connections in Trinidad, you know. So we're gonna have to. I want to hear what is the name of this firm.
That's what I want.
Investigation into the connections of this firm, because I know senior politicians in the PNP who have registered businesses in Trinidad. As a matter of fact, one of them have living and operating in Trinidad.
Trav. At this point in time, for me, my primary concern, and I'm not saying it's not important, is not how they came by the investigator in Trinidad. You know, I believe that they went for the juggler, skipping the FID, skipping Mocha, because they thought that they were so right on the money, no pun intended, that they would have gotten a guilty verdict against the Prime Minister. And embarrassed not only the Prime Minister, but the country would have been caught in a firestorm. Right? But when they realized that, listen to me, what we thought and the reality on the ground is that this man is innocent. Instead of dropping the investigation, they start looking for other sources now, because they were hoping that when they call in FID, the tax office, or even Mocha, they could corrupt somebody within those entities and say, hey, say this. Now, when the lady wrote the letter, that lady who was responsible for investigating in the IC, and expressed her concern, right? It spoiled our plan. It spoiled their plan.
Senior investigator at IC, it spoiled their plan, right? Because this lady is expressing concern that, listen me, some things are not above board, and the man is innocent, and I cannot participate in this.
When they sent the document after that to Jamaica.
Guys, hold on, listen to Omalo for a second, please.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, good evening. Ricardo, you know, you was describing a level of fear about the system. And I could understand you. But you know what gives me hope?
What's that?
The Prime Minister gives me hope.
Oh, yeah? Why?
And I'll explain to you why.
Tell me why.
The Parliament is a place where we make laws. And when we make laws, laws are to be tested in the court to see if they are sound.
Absolutely.
Whenever there is a court ruling as to that the Parliament did something wrong, unconstitutional, or not following an order, the Prime Minister step back. The Prime Minister respect the court decision. I have never heard of the Prime Minister pressuring any institution to act in the interest of the government. But we still have a problem. And the problem is now coming from an institution that is set up to bring greater values and morals and ethics to the people that are in leadership position. And
yes,
the institution is now under question. It is now why I say that I respect and why I say that Andrew give me hope. Because I am hopeful that Andrew Holness government, in the third term, will go into Parliament and address this issue, knowing that it's an issue that is affecting our society, and he always address things that are affecting our society. I have confidence in him doing that. I have confidence in the people understanding that this is something very detrimental to our trust in institutions that's supposed to carry us and give us higher values. So I have that trust in the Prime Minister, that the Prime, based on his leadership style, based on his non-combative, because the Prime Minister could have led Jamaica in a combative way, because there is a lot of combativeness that is going on. Months upon months before he even come out to start campaigning. And all you have to do is not be measured, but just do something that will trigger all of what is going on, because you are trying to compete, because your name is being tarnished and you want to defend something. But it's humbleness and it's steady hand, just like when Marco Rubio was coming here and dealing with these issues. And we Jamaicans have seen it over and over and over. That is a steady hand on the ship, steering us to where we are going. So I have trust, Ricardo, and being an older person for you, I think, examine why I said I have trust, and based on what I have laid out about the Prime Minister, and I think maybe some trust will come back there, because this IC will have to be addressed. We have to have a commission, some investigation has to be led into the IT as to what led them down the line of this investigation, what drives them, what were the motive, what was the probable cause. You cannot just leave it open and say, okay, the Prime Minister isn't, we close the investigation, let's move on. No, that's not going to bring back the credibility of what we expect. The IT is supposed to be at the top of the top. When the IT says something, we must say, yes, that's the IT. Like what people in America said, that's the FBI.
Here you, Marlo. Thanks for the call to something. Yeah. Carl, good evening.
Very well said, Omalo. Very well said, my general. Joshua, was it Joshua speaking?
No, man, me proud of Omalo, man. Me proud of the man. Man, Bruce people that I'm proud of the man.
Yeah, man. Yes, what I was saying, gentlemen, and for those in the chat and the lady among us, why I believe that the IC, and it is painfully obvious, the IC went for the forensic expert from overseas, is that in their mind, whether it be through false report or their own conjecture that the Prime Minister was guilty. But one thing is clear is that they were working hand in hand with the PNP. And because they were sure that they were going to get something to come up with, right? And if I'm supposed to use the words of Jamaica Politics Uncovered, she said that she sees Bunting hand in all of this. And I'm just paraphrasing. And wherever there's Bunting, Mark Golding is not too far away. And by extension, Dayton Campbell. Right? And so they were so sure that the Prime Minister was guilty. So they went for an overseas forensic expert. When that didn't work because the expert vindicated the Prime Minister, then they tried to corrupt the rest of the IC to follow them. However, the chief investigating officer stood in their way because she wrote a report to them, an email to them expressing her concerns about their approach to the investigations and the things that they were doing. When that did not work, they still put things in the document and brought it to be signed by the person in charge of prosecution, Prince Kamika, right? And she, in turn, followed up basically supporting what the forensic expert says and the chief investigating officer said, right? Now, the IC shamelessly, having concluded the report because they have found nothing, could not just simply say, we have found nothing. They just simply say that the report is closed and left it to people's imagination. And this said that, if nothing else, it was deliberate, and it was a deliberate effort to tarnish the Prime Minister. Not to mention that information that we got hold of Chuck, which people basically admit that it was a witch hunt they were on, and that they must get him. Not to mention that, and in due season that will come out, people have admitted that they're on a witch hunt and they must get him. Right? And you know, I'm amazed at the PNP because this is not just about the PM. I remember, if you remember, Chuck, about last year when I said that they should be charged for treason, the PNP, because it's a national, you know, there was a term of reference that I'd used at the time, but it's a matter of national security. Because when you have a party that is going to use subversive tactic to try and topple the legally elected government because they are so power hungry, I am not surprised, and I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to, if they had a coup in mind also, because if those subtle and not so subtle means that they have tried to employ did not work, then they will go for something even greater, right? Which is coup attempts, and you know what tends to follow coups, right?
That's what I do believe.
Red syrup.
I do believe.
Good night.
Good night. I want to say something here.
Hold on, Winston.
One moment, Mr. Dawkins. Let's do this orderly. Chuck was trying to say something.
I do believe that at this moment in Jamaica, there are credible threats against the Prime Minister's life. Credible.
Well, Jamaica Young Police. What's his name? Connecting?
Christopher Porter.
Christopher Porter has said that he has received report that they have brought in somebody to try and assassinate the Prime Minister.
That's
by the way, Connecting, By the way, connecting and Chuck, I've never told anybody this before. First, I'm going to mention it to anybody. I personally spoke to Chris Porter about it, and he didn't back down. I personally called him on his phone and spoke to him.
Well, let me hear
and I did this more than a year and a half ago.
Good evening to you all.
Good evening, Sir Winston.
You know, Chuck, I am here with you from this evening, listening to you and others. And I just wanted to say, I was texting in the back and saying to you that this is Grenada all over again in the making.
Grenada 2.0.
Yes, sir. And we are lucky as a country that our Prime Minister is still alive and are with us. Because this is definitely a threat to our democracy. This are set out to be a light coup on our democracy. And I tell you something, guys. You see, all of you who are here this evening here, it is you who have saved this country democracy. It is you who stood up and pushed back against the PNP and against the IC. Some weeks ago, George Davis from Nationwide have said that what he have learned that he could not use the word honorable to some people who is employed at the IC. And I think Mr. Stevenson and Greg Christie are the main ringleader in all of this. And you know, if we have to understand, you know, another thing that I wanted to say, that this is something similar what happened to Bruce Golding, where they do this Manhattan Felt saga, where they use it to undermine.
The secret MOU, Winston. The secret MOU, that is what was used. Not no Manhattan. Those came after.
Yes.
The secret MOU that Peter Phillips signed.
To undermine Bruce Golding and the Jamaica Labour Party, because they know that with the unblemished Bruce Golding, they could not manage him politically, right? Because what Bruce Golding was able to get done 2007 was to break the hands of controlling this country and to make it into a one-party state. I can tell you this, guys. The People's National Party main objective is to have Jamaica as a one-party state. They still have the communist mentality. It not gone. Them only try to suppress it. It not gone away. Right? Them only try to cover it as best as possible, but it's still alive and kicking in their philosophy. And Bruce Golding was able to break that stream of control in Jamaica for themselves. And so they set out to destroy him politically, right? And the people returned him back to power in 2011. Andrew Holness also come again in 2016 and disturbed that again. So they set out to destroy Andrew Holness. And you know the funny thing about it, you know, most of our Jamaican people, we do not learn from history. I wonder, we are so good at so many things, but yet still we are so bad at so many things. We don't learn from history. We don't try to cut and paste things and try to go back into times and look at the world. Something that add up here. You know? And this is the thing. And this is the thing what happened again. Through the People's National Party, born from out of the jumbler mentality. If we realize that all the major institutions of this country are aligned and in bed with the People's National Party. The intelligentsia class, the PSLJ, You all name it. The media houses. They're all in bed. The so-called civic groups, them. They're all in bed with
The church, Winston, the church.
The church is supposed to be a neutral body who's supposed to stand on principle, fairness, and moral. They are all complicit with the PMP. You realize that since the establishment of the Jamaica Labour Party, we have never tried to institutionalize our party in the various agents of government. No, the Jamaica Labour Party, they operate that way. And this is the reason, this is my fundamental reason why I am associated with the Jamaica Labour Party. You understand?
Winston, let's not forget what Alu Masamba said on the political stage. You know.
Yes, sir, I remember it quite clearly.
Right.
I would pause here and let One Love and Protected J. come in.
All right.
Thank you.
One Love.
And the Pickers, evening truck, and the Pickers Guild Committee was more effective than all what you call it. Chuck, I listened to that recording more than one time played. Did the IC told the auditor what to look for? I just want to be sure.
Yes, they said they gave them 3 terms of reference, but the news only mentioned 1.
Yeah, 3 terms of reference was given to them.
Yeah, but the news only mentioned 1.
But Chuck, you know that it is we could say illegal for you to tell a auditor what to look for.
Is it illegal? No, I think in terms of an investigation, you have to give them the remit of what they are to. Yeah, man. No, in terms of what they're calling to do, it's not a general audit, but it's an investigation. So I think they had to be given terms.
So how are you double check here? How are you double check here?
Terms of reference is correct. Terms of reference is correct.
Terms of reference.
Yeah, because what happened, they have an objective, so they narrow it down to 3 terms of reference. Because if they are trying to implicate him on one of these terms of reference,
and they didn't get a report that pleased them, so they dished the report.
Right, so they buried that report and then said, in an effort to keep it in the news, we are going to pass it off to the FID and MOCA to dig a little further, because guess what? We never get what we pay for when we go there. So we are going to hide this.
But Chuck, I want to say something quickly here. I think that Miss Prince Kamika, yeah. I think now she have a civic duty to come forward and make known to the Jamaican people.
She need protection, Winston.
Yes, that can arrange.
I don't think
she can't just step forward and hold on. She can't just step forward and when the trial start, or when the
court
review gets underway, then you can summon her to give to testify or to be questioned under oath, and that's how you can get information out of she or the senior investigator that had resigned.
All right, I just want to clarify something. In relation to the matter before the court, her lawyer would have to get her to do an affidavit. To get her to court, she would have to do an affidavit. The Prime Minister's lawyer, rather, would have to get an affidavit from her and present to the court. And then she would be summoned to go to court. Otherwise, she would have to remain silent, at least for the time being, until the court matter is heard. She can't say anything public at this stage.
But I am sure that the Prime Minister legal team have all them ducks in a row and will know the necessary move to make. I think the first move that they made that was important and that was a victory for them was to get the commission to hand over this report. The second move now is that they need the email that was sent, because they already know that there was a system of corruption and a witch hunt to go after the Prime Minister at all costs. That is what they need to prove in the court. So what the court will prove with this report now is that, hey, then if you pay for this report and get it, why are we at the FID? Why are we at MOCA? What we did this or do? Right? So I have confidence in the legal team. Once you see them pressure the court and get this forensic audit report, they know what they do. So we can have confidence in them that if they don't get the email, they will go for the author of the email. And as according to the email or the letter that was written, there are several other persons that resigned from the commissioner because of how they were operating. So there are several witnesses out there that would be willing to come forward and speak.
But Chuck, you know, I hear you guys always say that our prime minister, when he moves, he is a chess player making his move. By him making this move, Chuck, discovery of evidence, they have to. This is something that there's nothing that they can withhold from him. Discovery of evidence, they have to show him all of whatever that they used to come to whatever conclusion that they came to. And so this move that he made is a master player move. I want to say one thing before I go. I use my other page because I have a next page with my real name. My name Angel. Anyway, I went and I looked, and you know, I'm looking at some people on live right now. You know what they're talking about? They're talking about yesterday, the prime minister in the streets of Halfway Tree, Crossroad, and downtown. That is the conversation. And then one of the other conversation they're having is the court strike down. You know, I made it have to be a labor right, because when I listen to the other side, I feel dumbed down. I feel dumbed down. Made it have to be a labor right.
Well said. That good thing we rescue you. You almost drowning at the PNP and I shut out there and jar you.
Good evening.
Just in time. Protect
Angel.
Protect
too pretty to be a PMP angel.
Thank you, baby.
Bless up on yourself.
Bless up yourself, protected.
Let's say, Dujan down in our chat. Large up yourself, Dujan.
Respect protection.
Let me lend Dujan a box, cause me see one protected. Me I find Dujan. Cause me see one man.
He didn't want to come up. I spoke to Dujan already. Dujan said he didn't want to come up. He's spectating tonight. He said he's a spectator.
Well, man, right there.
Okay, I got bad up Dujan now and bring him up, right?
Yeah, one man, one protected.
Hey, so I mean, it was only a matter of time. I want to understand. But if you really understand, because sometimes I talk, it's just that because me, if you notice, Chuck, because sometimes I love to communicate with a few of the people I'm connecting to, but I stay in the shadows, and it's for a particular reason. That threat that was mentioned earlier, the threat is still alive.
Yes.
And but the authorities, them have surveillance out, and so far the threat has not been allowed or able to really put through with the different aspects of whatever they plan. And as I always share the story, as a person, I've never tried to even familiarize myself with the intricacies of social media. I don't have a personal social media account. I've never had one, and I will never have one. And it's for a couple of reasons. And upon seeing Chuck being one of the only voices in the wilderness a few years back, I decided I was going to join the fight because of who I am and what I know. And my first mission was when I saw that the IC was targeting the Prime Minister. When I started, because of the contacts I had, I still do have them, I was getting information from within the IC. And when I was publishing information on YouTube, some people say me an idiot and then say me a this. And I always tell people, It will come out. All of this was jumbled. But it is not just Seymour Panton, Peter Bunting, and Mark Golding. There are some powerful people in the society who they survive off anarchy and indiscipline in the society. A couple of them own security company, and a few of them own companies right across the free. Now, these people are always aligned with the People's National Party. But guess what? Very few people know that they are. I am one of those persons because of the background I have. So them stay in the shadows and them do them thing.
And pull the strings.
Pull the strings in the shadows, and the PMP remain viable in the society and with influence. Now, Andrew Holness is not from that class, and Andrew Holness will never play ball with the people from that class. Andrew Holness is from a different time with a different point of view to life. And it's not just Peter Bunting and Mark Golding who have targeted Andrew Holness. Among those who have targeted Andrew Holness are people that some of us even look up to. No, they're not labor rights, but they are people in the society with influence. And we talk about them sometime and of them. And yes, it sounds strange when I started to say it, that there are people who are planning to unalive Andrew Holness. They have made at least 3 attempts already. I've been sharing this for the past 18 months. When I was told who in the IC meeting up with who, collecting money, I shared that also. When I was told what the mission was to bring down the government, and they're going to use the people in the society who have influence will come on radio, TV, but also they are going to use this organization as a fresh organization and blame it on the newness of the organization and teething pain to bring down Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness being the person I know he is, maintain this calm and cool. It was pressuring. There were times when him feel like him can't bother. But it is naturally him to remain calm, think of a solution, and approach things cautiously. Now, let me tell you something, guys. Every friggin' thing will come out. The whole light will come a road. I mean, there are discussions right now because some people's reputation will be damaged. There are discussions right now, cross discussions. Oh, please don't release this and please don't make this known or don't make this known. Nobody not take no chat because you cannot go to the extent you have gone to damage an innocent man. And things say, you're going to just sail off into the sunset. Seymour Panton must go to prison. Him commit treason. Just like how the PMP sent Trevor Monroe to Grenada to get rid of Maurice Bishop, Seymour Panton was a point man to get rid of Andrew Holness. He must go to prison.
And I stand with that 100%.
I second it.
Go to prison. For treason, he must go to prison. The plan was to use a government organization to effect a coup. That was the plan. And guess what? Had it not been for time on Andrew Holness's side, it would have worked.
And might I add, protecting that a coup is treason.
There is connecting the data and protecting JA. You can't cross them.
And well, protecting JA. I believe that
Treason, that's where you were, Dujan.
Yeah, I believe that the Integrity Commission, all of them except for the two lady that, never agree with it, should be charged for treason. And
yes,
treason is punishable by them. And that's the thing there for me right now.
Yeah.
Duje, protecting before you say something. One of the things that I have been calling for, Lashika is here now, Angel is here.
Don't call me name. Me hear ya tell Uma you're jealous. Don't call me name.
You know, so you're my conversation. You know, so you're my
That one was strong, sissy, strong.
No,
you're not hear Nathaniel. What is under me nose?
Right. So,
good evening, guys.
Good evening. Good evening. So, one other thing I've been calling for a while now, and a couple of you on the live, most of you on the live for that matter, remember me saying about from about a year and a half ago that you said that money, that so-called robbery that took place needs to be investigated. I think Protecting J alluded to it tongue-in-cheek a while ago. People meeting up and collecting money. We need to find out where did the money come from, right? And the so-called robbery, who did it? And
it was told to me. It was told to me that allegedly, that money came from Mayor Swaby from the KSAMC. It is alleged.
Well, we still need
that money.
That
money at the time. Well, go ahead, Joshua. So continue, Joshua.
I even if it came out of his hands, I don't believe he's the source, right? I think he was just a middle person, if indeed what you say is true, right? Because you are supposed to be a part of the IC, which represents the body, which is the epitome of integrity within the country that deals with these matters. You collected money in the days when you can do online transfers and such a large sum, $750,000, and you choose to collect it in cash. You claim you were held up, robbed. You refused to give a report on the matter, right? And not only did you refuse to give a report on the matter, but you refused to state who it came from. All of these information we need for it to come out publicly and let the chips fall where they may, including imprisonment. We are calling for these things. And
Joshua,
in Jamaica, some people just too powerful, and it shouldn't be, because I tell you, if I did England something like this, all I asset then frozen until in talk where money come from.
Yeah.
You left out the fact that the man was shot. He was not just robbed, he was shot.
Yeah.
Yet he refused to give a statement on the incident.
All right.
But guess what?
Protecting.
Well, on the connecting.
Yes. I just wanted to clarify one point. There's one point I wanted to clarify.
All right, go ahead.
The alleged shooting took place in September 2023. Trevor became mayor in February 24. So we have to make that clear. We're trying to make that kind of connection.
No, it's not the mayor.
That is not to say that we couldn't have done it, but I just wanted to clarify that.
I don't think Dujan meant that.
I'm not saying that either. I'm not saying that either. I just want to
mayor. I don't think he handed off the money as mayor, but he's now the mayor, and he has something to do with it. I heard too. Anyway.
Okay.
What I
just want to make that clear. Thank you.
Everybody understand.
Second, please say allegedly.
I want to help. Yeah, man. Yeah, well, me have to say allegedly, even though we know differently. Anyway, and I want to help you to understand that all that we are thirsting for is going to come out, the whole light. And guess what? There's going to be a lot of embarrassment in the country. People have to literally walk around pampas with paper bag. Because, and a matter of fact, as I tell you, there are negotiations happening now. People begging, please, not release certain information.
You know, me a call for the complete
They
shutdown.
were expecting. It's not gonna happen. There can be a commission of inquiry, which I support, but the complete shutdown now gonna happen. We just need to get them.
Me a lobby for them give Mocha and the FID temporary investigative power for the Integrity Commission and monthly.
That have to be a law in the next term. You have to go create a law for that. You have to go create one act for that.
Protecting JA, there's a thing known as a sunshine
clause
law that can be enacted. Right.
So you enact that for a period of time.
Right.
And it lasts for that period of time, and maybe 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years.
Right.
And then it comes to an end and it can no longer take effect.
Right.
So that have to be the next term because the parliament is almost at the end of its
almost
life.
resolved, but with the majority currently, they can push for something like that, use the majority and to say, irrespective of who is in power. Right? It must
you
be done.
can't do that so close to an election. That will cause more problem than it will cause more harm than good. Right now, the government will win with the strategy that is enforced.
No, but what we see right now, we see that them completely, because the people of Jamaica will go wake up tomorrow and see that the Integrity Commission lied to them. And we've been telling them for the last 2 years.
It's not.
But you don't want to know, going into the election, the few ammunition, remember, the opposition started out with about 100 ammunition 4 years ago. Them have about 2 left now or 3. You know, one go add on to them arsenal now, so you leave certain things alone. We have the evidence to prove that they were corrupt. Use that evidence now to get the 33% of undecided to the polls, and after we win, then we deal with the Integrity Commission.
You know, me hope
the majority justice.
You know, me hope say I'm protecting. Me hope say all of this time, all of them people that were working at the Integrity Commission, the FBI or the CIA have online on them. And I hope we get that too. That may work.
Yeah, man. The product are going to about jurisdictional issues and them sitting there. Because election. A whole heap of things are going on, guys. Mark only, I'm proving they are on a watch list now. As me say, some stick might come up in the campaign, some of them might not. So me have to be careful when I put out there. There's a lot of dirt to cut. You don't think you see Mark Gold in our running finger in the body yet? You don't watch us. You don't start putting finger in the body and biting fingernail and take you out. A whole heap of things that come. There's a whole lot to come. They went down the wicked 100%. And they back the secret panel. Who's the point man they appointed to do this? They were expecting the election to be last year, April. And last year, April, they were expecting the election to be. They were expecting the election to not pass April, May, the latest. That's what they expect. And they went all out on this. But people inside there who were uncomfortable with what they were doing sent the message outside as what they were doing. And yes, Andrew Holness being a good chess, he decided that time is outside, lose him. The government of Jamaica today is the best government that Jamaica has seen and will ever see. And they know the third term was going to wipe out the influence. Certain people spell with JEWS. Last time me call out the name, them block me instantly. They, Mark Golding's brothers, who he goes to, can't spell synagogue. So me I go just call it. They decide that this government must not continue. And remember me telling you, say, they might go fight tooth and nail up to election day. But Andrew Holness will remain alive based on certain things, we know, and we will win again. The land is suffering now.
Thank you, sir. And I'm glad you touched on his brothers and their fight, because I have said this quite a few times before, and I want to just drop it out here again. 2.5 years ago, going to 3 years now, I got wind of a WhatsApp message within a certain group that the journalists are a part of. And specifically the largest media house in Jamaica. And they stated, yes.
I beg you look away there. It's almost 3 a.m. in the UK, so I'm gonna leave on here now. But before I just want to say, in a perfect world, I would like to see Seymour Pantan hang by the neck until the spirit in time bottom. Anyway, big up on yourself. Come on.
All right, do shot. Right. But Seymour need to go to prison, man. He and his cohorts and the young boy who full of ambition till him allow them to use him need to face some jail time too. Right? Not to mention Christie with him, you know, himself. Let me leave it right here. But as I was stating that I got wind of a part of a communication within a WhatsApp group that pertains to the largest media group in Jamaica about 2.5 years ago, which stated that leading up to the next general election, which is due shortly, that they would be pushing against the government, right? Because they want the Labour Party to lose, right? And it is seen, obviously, you know, nothing good that the government has ever done is promoted. Crime has decreased, and you know, when they do mention anything about the crime in this country, there's always a negative spin. The polls state that the PM is leading, but there's a photo of the PNP there and something positive about Mark Golden while the poll states that the PM is leading. And this is the kind of underhanded tactic that the RJR Gleaner group practices, along Mark Golding's best friend, Matalan, being chairman, who left a board meeting to go and support his friend. Shamelessly so. Huh? Anyway, I land right there. Sheikah, we haven't heard from you. That's Sheikah? If you're speaking on mute, because, you know, we're not hearing you.
The technology is not that good yet, so she can unmute and speak. That's Sheikah.
She should join us back. Give her a second. Give her a second. But as I said, listen to me. And I agree with Duchan that in a perfect world, we could go to the office and dig out Seymour Pantan with pitchfork and torch and hang them up in the Tone Square. But luckily, we're not in a perfect world. But Andrew Holness being the man is, I agree with protecting that there were more to come and more will come. More will come out about these people. Because I remember when Judge Davis made a speech a few weeks ago when he said there are things that has been brought to his attention that they cannot speak on it, but if we should find out what they know, the entire Jamaica would be in awe. And I've always said to him that he has proof of what we have always suspected. He has proof of what we have always suspected. And all of this will be coming out shortly. Right? And I am glad. That's why I have to say again, everybody up here, Nathaniel, Angel, protecting Sheikah, all of us, we did a marvelous job.
Yes, Uncle Chuck. And we have to remember Esther. We must not forget Esther. Esther cry night and
yes, forget Esther. Right? And we stay up sleepless night, restless days, defending the name of our Prime Minister. Yes, defending his name. I remember, and where Ren's there? Where Ren's? I wish Ren's in there, Ren's girl. I remember when the crowning jewel of that integrity report went to Parliament, and they swear that that would have been the nail in the coffin. Gleaner, within half an hour of that report being tabled in Parliament, Gleaner had a story on their website ready to go. And they swear this was it. But we will stand up with the Prime Minister. And if back then, if you had labor right like us long ago, 1989 would not have happened. The name Edward Seaga would not have been tarnished in Jamaica. Bruce Golding would not have been ripped apart the way he was. Because it's the same media. Can't forget Chopper. Can't forget Chops media, man. It is same media that tear Bruce Golding apart because there was no one there to defend him. It was the same media that tear Seaga apart. It's the same media that tell everybody the Buster couldn't smell bread. But when they tried it with Andrew Holness, they met up on a different breed of labor right. Yes. Boy, I can't forget Mr. Vegas that put his career and his money on the line.
Perhaps his life, if you ask me.
Perhaps in life too. Put it on the line to speak for Jamaica. I said this. I said
yes,
this.
I was able to man over the international side. He was the one who destroyed that threat over there.
Yes.
Chuck, I wonder if...
Yes, man. Can't forget Renz needs to come join me. Renz. She can call Renz. Tell Renz to come on the live, man. That's a big up Renz, man. Renz was one of the main person when dig through that integrity report. I said, listen to me, see we points them here, see where we are look on here. This are the, yes, Renz, I can't forget Renz girl was one of them. Renz was the first one where dig through it. Can't leave out Renz. Renz have to come take a bow. Yes, man, Renz have to come take a bow, man. Renz girl.
Specifically though, Chuck, I want to join in really extending commendation. No word of encouragement.
But we still have out for the man.
Yes. I am basically late on the job because I had a lot of things doing it. I joined TikTok early.
No, apart from that, connecting, you used to just scroll and pass through. I don't know if you remember one night I called you and tell you to come, and that is
man. I remember. I think it was the first time I was coming in the box.
Right. We had a discussion, and I tell them I have a police friend who can add value to the conversation.
Yeah, I remember.
Right.
Joshua,
Yeah.
I came up here specifically. Good night again, or good evening, everybody. And I wanted to say that the main reason why the Prime Minister is standing is because of us and nobody else.
Man, I think it was a group of about 13 others. Classic Dujan, Renz, you, Philippians, Cho.
The fight where we fight.
Yes.
The fight where we fight.
Yeah.
The fight where we fight, it couldn't have done without us. Trust me.
Yeah.
Remember, as something they say with their morning, noon, night.
Yeah, man.
TikTok.
Yeah, man.
TikTok.
All when we want to sleep. Yeah.
TikTok. Me remember me used to tell him, say, I gotta watch my Law and Order 1 o'clock every single night. And him say, Shika, where I go? And I say, all right. While me did it, me I watch Law and Order and we still upon the fight. Me remember that.
Yes, man.
Jayan, me don't know who remember Jayan, but Jayan. When we have to moderate the lives, them and I argue with the comrade them time that we used to come with data, put it up.
Yes, man.
There is nobody else. Me I tell you no, because Gleaner right now, Gleaner, the Gleaner is in defense of PNP narrative right now. There's nothing what NNN put out today is on Gleaner. Nothing.
They're shameless, man. Shameless.
Somebody mentioned Father Rossi to extract to Father Rossi.
Right.
I hold it on name for we now.
Hold it name.
No, that's why I said it was about a group. It was a group of about 30
If we don't
of us.
call the name, it means that we don't rate you. But I hold it for people.
Yeah.
Sleepless nights.
Not to mention two persons who behind the scene, a female and tough man. Rough one, but I call him tough man. You know, these were behind the scenes persons.
When we why me say when it come to the report, why I will say, yeah, winner, we can't leave out winner, man. Why me say when it come to the integrity report, and me say we have to give special mention to Renz. Me nah leave out Renz for now. The Renz was the one that I think was the first one of us to actually read through the entire report was Renz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Renz. Yes.
Renz and Classic.
Right. Go through that.
Renz and Classic.
Right.
You know?
So as bloggers, we have to take about at this time. Yes. If Siaga or Bruce Gold didn't have a team like us to defend them name, Jamaica would have been different today.
You know, Chuck, this is so profound, you know. It is so profound that I believe, and no offense to common sense and Mr. Morgan here, but if the church ever display the level of faith like where you guys display in the integrity of the Prime Minister, maybe we'd have a better world and a better country. Because despite you were just only going off your mere feelings and your belief in the Prime Minister, credibility, and to live now to see your faith manifested into action. It is something to speak about highly.
Mr. Dawkins,
Yes,
I will agree with you for about 80% of the way, but there's one thing I want to make special mention of. It wasn't our feelings, what they were saying. And that is why we were able to challenge it so vociferously. Because the evidence did not support it.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
When we came out evidence-based. You know, the documentation, as Chuck says, Renz went through. And Lashika, to a certain extent, also went through the document, right? And Classic, we cannot forget Classic.
A lot of you guys
went through the
thoroughly
document,
got through the
right?
document. Yeah.
But I focus primarily on the rules, and Winner also focused primarily on the rules, as well as going through the document. And one of the things I tried to point out during that time is how Mark was breaking the very rules that he said he helped to craft. Because the rules state that whilst an investigation is going on, an active investigation, there should be no discussion regarding it. Right?
You know,
and so questions arose. Okay, if this is true, according to them, how did Mark come by the information? And now that he has come by the information, why are you asking the PM not only to speak about himself, but the others that you claim are being investigated? Right?
Give me a sec. Yeah, well, Ancho, like I said this before you come in, I just want to say this quite profoundly that it is last year, October, first time I joined TikTok. And when I was searching for information concerning this IC report, I wasn't getting much from the media houses because all of them had already made their decision, right? And I turned to social media to you guys, and the first person I ever speak to on a live was Chuck. I not even know what me did, but I found myself in the box, and I saw me started to join this program, and then started to learn and started to contribute. So I just want to say thank you guys because I really learned a lot from you guys. Thank you, Chuck.
Listen.
I'll say thanks on behalf of, you're welcome on behalf of my big brother. Him ugly than me, you know, but I'm a big brother.
That is debatable. That's all there.
I I hate that laugh, Chuck. When you do that, like, you sound like Despicable Me, that movie, that character.
That I'm a general, you know. Yes, they don't know so that I'm a general.
I can't stand that laugh. It's like Despicable Me, man. I hate it.
That is my general.
I want to create it for somebody else, because there might be others in the chat who want to join. Before I go, I want to just wrap this part of my conversation. Somebody mentioned earlier that the information should be leaked. We have to be very mindful of the image of the Prime Minister, because the court specifically released information to the lawyers of the Prime Minister. If that is leaked, it could have implication for his lawyers. And
no, what people working at the office? You can't know who leak it.
I'm just saying this I'm putting on some caution here. The Prime Minister has a particular image that has to be protected. You understand? And we have to look at the big picture. But I just want to say that about that. And another thing I want to say is that you remember how many supporters, Jamaica Labour Party supporters, were calling for and the Prime Minister to call the election? Who remember that? And I have been hammering the point that the Prime Minister is a chess player. The Prime Minister understand we elected them to lead, and we should give them the latitude and the respect to do what they do best.
Mm-hmm.
Look how many things have happened since, even in this month alone, July. You can't be taking over the chairmanship of CARICOM on the 1st of July and have this massive CARICOM Reserve Government meeting in Montego Bay and call election for June. You have to be strategic, and they know what they are doing. So again, I'm going to ask the supporters, the Jamaica Labour Party is known to call elections in 5 years. The PNP calls it at 4 years. We're not going to be like the PNP. I don't want to even see slight resemblance of the Labour Party looking like the PNP. The Integrity Commission is a very powerful body. They have wide powers. And let me tell you something, just this thought, the mere thought that the IC could be corrupted is really frightening for a person like me. Very, very frightening. And whatever investigations, inquiry or whatever is going to be done, I had suggested some time ago that an international investigative body be formed, perhaps using the Scotland Yard, FBI, and even Royal Mounted Police in Canada, to form a powerful investigative body, and if laws are needed, to get them to come here and let them investigate the IC.
Good shape, we call Munchie, man. Now, my step to that, I believe that the persons up there should be removed. I believe we should get international persons to man the IC for at least
something like that, man. Immediately.
Yes. Immediately.
Yes, immediately.
International persons to do
if we need an act of parliament, we move for that. Whatever is needed. We can't have such a powerful investigative body that was put there to investigate corruption at the highest level, including politicians, and they themselves are now under a shadow of corruption. That is untenable. That is untenable. That is not supposed to. It shouldn't continue tomorrow. Not even tomorrow, much as thereafter. You know. So in closing, what they attempted to do using the integrity corruption is what happened in 1976 when Mandy called that state of emergency, Dr. Pernell Charles, and the PNP keep balling that we're going back, But I'm doing these things for context. Because here it is that the PNP used a state of emergency to win an election in 1976 that they have lost, locking up the opponent, lock up election day workers and release them after the poll closed, and won an election that they would have lost. In 1997, they used the security forces to invade the Valley Gardens. 2001, they came back with the same strategy. 2006, they signed a secret corrupt MOU that was used to topple Bruce. And now, in 2025, they're trying to use the integrity corruption to topple the Prime Minister. And the PNP don't want to hear about their past because they have a stinking, wretched past. Their past is so corrupt that it smells. And that's why they don't want us to talk about it. We will speak about it. We'll continue to speak about it. and let the people know. And we have to talk about it because their modus operandi has not changed. So we have to go back. Choose Jamaica, be a part of this history-making moment, choose the Jamaica Labour Party, and retain the Dr. Most Honorable and Jamaica Holness as our Prime Minister and the Jamaica Labour Party as the government of Jamaica. I land there.
And a big up the one president, Goody, also. I mean, there's so many people, and I am a late person to be over here speaking of all of that, but I'm just saying, when I came on TikTok, talking about Vibes Cartel and a whole bunch of other mix-up and drama. And I met Chuck. I think was Chuck the first person I met? I don't remember. No, I think
it was Philippians or Chic. I think it was the first.
No, it wasn't. It was Winner, I think. I was talking about mental health. It was Winner first. And then other folks keep coming over, Philippines. You guys keep coming over. And yeah, Philippines. And then it just, I guess, PMP and Labor Right were joining my life. So I came in, I met you guys. Yeah, you guys used to cuss me. You guys thought I was PMP. You guys thought I was the PMP because I was allowing you, Richards, you, Blair, all of them to just tell me why I should vote for the PMP.
No, not us. Not us. There were others who.
No, not you. Let me tell you who I was afraid of. Oh my God, what's her name? Nathaniel called her. Boy, she never did like me at all. Esther cussed me out. Esther cussed me out. Anyway, I'm just saying that there were so many people on here when I started over a year ago, really, a little bit over a year. And I'm saying there's so many names. Even the Goody didn't like me either. Because you guys thought that I was PMP. It was a lot. It was a lot from, like you guys said, all the other folks, if names are not called, there are also a lot of you guys on here that stood with the Prime Minister. Oh, watch out. I was fear I pop up from.
Goody. Also, Godson here, we all forget Godson. I'm Big Belly,
that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of names.
Big Belly Chops. Big Belly Chops.
You never know Esther.
Chopper Media was, guys, it's so many of them. The name is just whatever.
Yeah, and Dominant One, which we'll forget.
And so, like I said, I will do it again. I will stand with this Prime Minister. And like I said, it's not about anything, but for me, it's leadership. It is leadership. And this man has proven to us that he has all the qualities to be a good leader. He has been such a good leader. And so I will support him again. I will continue to stand by Andrew Holness. And I hope the 152 people on here do the same thing. Big up the one President Goody.
Hello, good night. I have a breaking news. Now stay long. I'm just let you know when I'm going to leave. Good night, everyone.
Good night, sir.
Yeah, what? Yeah, James, Wagwan, no money, no?
All right, when we done count it should take so long for count. I want to know, so boy, I do proper reconciliation after I give you the money.
Yeah, so sticky. Anyways, Lawrence Rowe was attacked again. Just like about an hour and a half ago. In Central Kingston, in the Cedarville side. Come in, to be exact. He was attacked by a resident around. They call him in names and up in his face and lick him in his face with a buckle. I boy and kick her down and lick her, make she know him and that. Right in front of police and all these things. So she must go Central and Donovan did as live everybody, so they went to Gold Street Police Station. This thing look like it's a targeted thing against Lawrence Rowe.
It is. He did say it.
Yeah. But everybody else said to say attack him at this and him at that and Ray and boom and back. And never knew it was all of that when he was on the other side. And when them call him name, the whisper she live, them knocky late there so. This was like the headquarters of the community road was out there so. He was attacked again. Oh boy.
Whenever there's violence, the PNP is losing.
Yeah.
Whenever there's violence, when there's political violence, it means that the PNP is losing. I've been saying this to you guys for quite some time now, and I'm telling you from experience. Whenever the PNP getting violence, they're losing the election.
I watched it connecting yesterday. They were doing canvassing yesterday. Donovan and his brother was there and supporters and team. And it never happened yesterday. I know them know. So it's to me, it's a planting. And then again, Steve McGregor having a little spot meet up the road, you know. Anyone of you on the live knows Last Street, you know, the television. Last Street and Rumlin Corner. No, sorry, Rosemary Corner.
I know exactly what's in there.
Yeah, and yesterday.
Huh? That's what they keep running about Friday?
No, well, to that Thursday, so maybe tomorrow. That. But it look like it have a spot. It have a spot. It look like it's a little spot because the Labour was in the space yesterday. Yes, so I gone. It was in the space yesterday doing canvassing, like I said. Come down Romney and around the place, you know. She wanted to do the canvassing, and that never, and he was there. And not after start, it didn't happen. So they come today, so them know them are and them attack the youth, you know. I'm not telling you, people.
Lawrence is no fool. If there's one thing we
thank you very much, Chuck. Lawrence was no fool. Very subversive youth. Very, very, very subversive. It's not a nice youth. Very. So them know them up again. So that is it, you know. So like I say, I guess I'm going to know. I'm going to leave, you know. I'm going to get something to eat.
Thank you.
Come on, bless you. Yeah.
And guess what? When the media put it out there, they're not going to mention that he was attacked, you know. You know, the narrative that them put out there.
It's part them there, a little bit below a gleaner there, so.
Yeah, right on the gleaner nose.
Right on the gleaner nose.
Yeah.
Right, but as I say, they know, and connecting is right. Whenever the PNP resort to this level of violence, they know they are in trouble. They have been in trouble for a while. They thought, in fact, the PNP did not expect to be in a campaign in 2025, July.
No, they were expecting that they would have been in government.
They would have been in government because the government would have resigned in shame. And they could have pointed to it. See, there another one. That was the plan. But again, the works.
That's why they never had any. They don't have a manifesto. They don't have any solid, you know, for to stand because they hadn't planned on being a part of a campaign season.
Right.
So if you notice, every time you kind of hold your feet to the fire, them start tell you about and them make fireworks come at St. Thomas. And if you turn on your pipe, when him done with St. Thomas, if you turn on your pipe and go dance and come back, your house must flood, water galore. I feel like PNPism is a mental illness at this point.
No gimmicks, man.
You know, if you feel like it in a way, you can take out the feel like.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's very much, it's giving incapacitated, it's giving very much mental health, you know, deficiencies, it's giving very
somebody
mental
wants
retardation.
On the spectrum.
I don't even think we should insult persons on the spectrum like that because they do tend to have genius potential. I think we really need to, you know, dropped on the head, donkey kicked, mule kicked in the face as a baby kind of energy. It's very, very disconcerting.
It's drop on the head. Come out, go. They don't know what is donkey. I mean.
Well, I mean, I think he should because I'm pretty sure that's what his ancestors used to use to assist in working their plantations. So maybe he definitely knows what mules are. Definitely was dropped on that bald spot as a child.
Warrior, you are a young voter, young enough, and the news now coming out is that what we have known all along has been confirmed. I see was a witch hunt.
Absolutely.
On that.
You feel like the damage has already been done, or is there any recourse? Who are we to sue, and who are we to put in prison for their malfeasance?
Warrior, if any damage has been done, the PNP has damaged themselves irreparably. Because guess what? Now that all of this is coming out, it has proven that one, their leader is erratic and irresponsible. Because when you're gonna run with a story that you have no proof, especially one who has been exposed to law, right?
So does this meet the burden of him being disbarred? What are we looking at here? Because what is the seriousness of the situation?
I don't know. More of a, what would I call, a civic matter.
Okay.
A criminal matter.
And more of an ethical violation as opposed to
ethical violation.
And there's also a moral dilemma because when it's convenient, as I said when I was with Colin Bell, that the PNP practices a politics of convenience, right? So when it's the PNP, then nothing is wrong. But when it's someone else, the world is going to end today, right? And if the world is ending today, we see a classic example. Warmington swore on a political stage, and he must be locked up for it. 1 week later, almost to the very day, 1 week later, their own leader swore on a political stage, and all of a sudden we need to revisit the law. Yeah? But when Warmington did it the week before, he must be arrested.
He must be arrested.
Yeah? It's amazing how PNP function, right? And we have seen that over and over, right? But somebody did touch on something even outside of that. Chuck, you remember when, this whole matter of violence, Connecting brought it up a while ago, and you commented on it. You remember last year when we met with those two comrades because we had concerns that we're the PNP bloggers were kind of bringing the argument to, and it's not the PNP bloggers that started it, it's Mark Golding, to be very specific. And I've always laid the blame squarely at his feet, because when you listen to him on the political stage, the first thing he referred to Bobby Montague as that little boy. Then he referred to Bobby Montague as the leader of the black section of the JLP. Then the labor right them now gonna give it up so much, you have to take it from them. Then afterwards they get a strength from junglists. And these kind of argument. And then one of his own former candidate running against Terry Long gave Terry Long a particular label, and when asked to withdraw it in public, him said, "Nah, do it." The leader of the opposition did nothing wrong in his own eyes. Campbell, initially, people were saying, "Hey, the way he speaks is not in keeping with what we want to achieve." Mark Golding said, "Listen, I do nothing about it to you," and I'm just paraphrasing.
When accusations were made against Dayton Campbell, Mark Golding called for due process. We can't just take action without due process. But yet, when you have accusation against the Prime Minister, he needs to resign.
And by the way, these accusations were all started by Mark Golding himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're not being as fair to Swampy as we could be, because I find that we cannot judge him too harshly if you think about it, because if comments like calling dark-skinned black men boy and mentioning Mr. Montague's race and him being a part of the black faction of the JLP is very in keeping with his not so distant colonial past. So I feel like as Jamaicans, it's just as how we were, based on our history, we know that we were once owned by Mark Golding. Then Mark Golding is coming from the standpoint of he once owned Jamaicans.
So his verbiage is very in keeping with the way he was raised and the traditions that have been passed down through his generation. So I'm not advocating for us to give him grace, because obviously I'm not here to advocate for any colonizer, but I think that would kind of help us if we were to review our history. That would kind of help us in understanding the way he views us and views us as a country, as a place to be conquered and exploited as opposed to be built, because that is his history. That is what he knows. That is what would have been passed down through his generation.
I said it earlier, that if I am now walking on the road,
Chucky, you're silent. Chucky?
Him freeze?
Seem like it, man.
Oh, so he's frozen and we're not? What sorcery is this?
1, 2, 3 red light. That's what I'm playing.
Oh, he frozen. Oh my.
We seen come back, you know.
Oh, okay.
yes, I know TikTok I try about 30 I know TikTok I try.
Oh no.
If I driving in a car and I say I can't go over a cliff,
Top up your life, the people. Top up your life. Top up your life, guys. Top up your
and I'm
life.
me alone. In life. If I'm me alone, they let me save that man's life. I would rather attend his funeral. I will never lift a finger in the. Listen to me. I can't. What them people are trying to do to a country? No, normally, no. I have no.
Who you talking about? Swampy?
Yes.
Well, I'm a Maroon, so by the laws of my people, I can't help him. So he'd be on his own.
I like that one there. Warrior, but he's a Maroon too. We come from the foot of Maroon tone right there, so you know. So
yeah, I'd be unable to. I'm literally bound by ancestral law. I can't do anything for him. He's definitely on his own.
Yes,
but
I
support that. Chuck, but Chuck and Travis, Chuck and wait a minute. Listen, a long time I call for Mark, Bunting, Dayton, and all of them for charge of treason, you know, before you even reach down to now, you know. A long time I said I'm supposed to charge with treason. Right now, wouldn't mind be one I jury pan case, you know. Because I'm sure no some I think them, you know.
I would take that too.
Chuck, I realize that we have some people listening that probably did not listen to what we're speaking of, because they claim that Nationwide is a propaganda news media. And so could you play even the part that Joshua, who's that? Can you play even the part of the end of it of what Joshua asked you to play, so our listeners can hear and understand what we're talking about, especially one particular that I just realizes that is listening. Can you please play that? Just please play that for me.
Okay, tell me name. What is it? Vice of the Nation?
I'm not. What did I tell you about? Not to give these people any traction, no names. Play the thing for me, please. Thank you very much.
Play the tape.
Thank you.
Play the tape.
Produced documented concerns from one of its then senior investigators, which reportedly suggested the commission had conducted itself inappropriately during its probe of the finances of the Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness. Reports emerged in the public domain earlier this year that the senior investigator, Stephanie Findler Blake, had written an email to the commission. In the email, she reportedly expressed concern about some actions taken by the commission during its probe of the Prime Minister's affairs. Findler Blake reportedly left the commission shortly after placing her concerns in writing. It's understood Findler Blake came under pressure to withdraw the concerns expressed in the email. Lawyers for the Prime Minister had asked the court to order the commission to disclose the email written by Findler Blake and two other investigators, but the commission reportedly denied the existence of such an email. Supreme Court Judge Althea Jarrett this afternoon ordered the Commission to disclose the correspondence to lawyers for Dr. Holness if they
Chuck, what happened? Chuck?
He's frozen again.
Oh.
I think it's a deliberate ploy on the part of the orange people, you know.
Absolutely.
Guys, can you put some F1s in the chat, please, to unfreeze the live? Type F1 in the chat for those of us that are here to unfreeze the live, please.
Yeah, listen to yes, I am back. Listen, I cannot, every time I try add somebody, do that. So I'm not going to add nobody else. Angel, add and remove.
It's understood Fiddler Blake became or rather came under pressure to withdraw the concerns expressed in the email. Lawyers for the Prime Minister had asked the court to order the Commission to disclose the email written by Fiddler Blake and 2 other investigators. But the Commission reportedly denied the existence of such an email. Supreme Court Judge Althea Jarrett this afternoon ordered the Commission to disclose the correspondence to lawyers for Dr. Holness if they exist. The court also ruled against the Commission's request to strike out a section of a claim form which registered the Prime Minister's challenge to a report it had tabled in the House of Representatives. Justice Jarrett also denied a request by lawyers for the Prime Minister to strike out a section of the Integrity Commission's affidavit which contained commentary concerning his 2018 statutory declarations, which were eventually approved. The Prime Minister was granted leave to appeal the denial of the request to have the Commission disclose some redacted documents to him. This means that the hearing of the Prime Minister's challenge to the Integrity Commission's report, which was set for October, is likely to be delayed.
Nationwide News understands that information contained in a forensic audit done by a Trinidadian-based firm shows that claims the Prime Minister has 28 bank accounts are false and misleading. The audit was done as part of a process by the Integrity Commission to review the Prime Minister's financial affairs in the long-running saga to certify his statutory declarations. Our sources say several of the bank accounts attached to the Prime Minister are closed, dormant, or either held jointly by him and family members. More in this report from Dana Davey.
Arising from a special report done by the Integrity Commission, a bevy of PNP activists and bloggers on social media have been referring to the Prime Minister as Dr. 28 and Craveney. Others have alleged that the Prime Minister personally controls or is the beneficial owner of 28 accounts. However, information contained in a forensic audit, which the Integrity Commission reportedly paid a Trinidad-based firm $30 million to complete, suggests those claims are misleading. The IC has refused to publish the findings of the audit report, but it has shared the document with attorneys for the litigants in the case brought against it by the Prime Minister. The IC only released the findings to the connected attorneys following sustained lobbying to the court by those lawyers. The document is protected under privilege. Nationwide News does not have a copy of the document, but we are confident in what has been told to us by our sources. Of the 28 accounts, 4 are owned by the Prime Minister's mother and father. The Prime Minister has told the Integrity Commission his name appeared on those 4 accounts as an emergency contact. One of the 28 accounts is owned by the Prime Minister and his sister. 2 are dormant. One of the accounts is a joint account owned by the Prime Minister and his 2 sons. 2 of the 28 are insurance accounts also connected to Dr. Holness's children, which he reportedly had to declare to the Integrity Commission, given that he is listed as their father. 10 of the 28 accounts are listed by the forensic auditors as closed. That group of 10 includes multiple loan accounts. This leaves 8 accounts which are connected to the Prime Minister. 5 of those are saving accounts, including Jamaican and US dollar accounts. The other is a checking account. 3 investment or stock-related accounts are listed as active. We understand the auditing firm was given 3 points to pursue in their terms of reference. One of those terms asked the firm to indicate whether it has found any information suggesting malfeasance in the Prime Minister's financial affairs. It's understood that nothing in the auditor's 45-page report conclusively supports a finding of malfeasance. Dana Davy for Nationwide News.
The Jamaica Urban Transit Company,
and that is today's breaking story. Nothing.
This is
Go
Chuck,
ahead,
I can ask, this is my honest question. Are the apologies going to be as loud as the accusations? And how do we amplify that? And can Dr. Holness demand apologies, public apologies on their public platforms from their bully pulpits? Are they going to retract these false accusations resoundingly? Because a party shop business, this,
The sad truth is that they will never apologize. Okay? Their hope still is that the PNP will gain victory and that all of this will be swept under the carpet. They will be given some high position in government, collect their money, laugh, and go sit down and spend taxpayers' money.
Well, prepare the cease and desist them because this not talk again. So you can start prepare the cease and desist them and start prepare the lawsuit them. So make the lawyer them start talking now.
Right.
Because this is ridiculous.
The Prime Minister's recourse is through the courts to both recover his reputation and whatever damages the court sees fit.
He needs to sue everyone. And some of these monies for this witch hunt need to be rebated. They need to pay restitution. This don't make no sense.
It was a calculated attack, and I'm saying, people, if you don't believe so we have a strong Prime Minister, I don't believe that anybody else could stand up under this level of attack with the Prime Minister. Remember, we've always said this, that if Bruce Golding did stand up and fight a little more, we would all right. Bruce Golding came under the same level of attack and resigned.
I think that's more of, the nature of it. And I respect him as a statesman, but I find that the JP is always held to far higher standards than the PNP.
Far higher standard.
And I find that in addition to that, I think we have internalized it. And in addition to being obviously more decent than they are in general, I think we always decide so we have to take the high road, even when it is to our detriment. And unfortunately, when it is to our detriment, it's to the detriment of Jamaica, because then it can become a kakistocracy, and them can't, sitting there, what you call the word? Putting for them people with far less than. You understand? Them can elect a bag of duns and lead us and cause us to spiral. And what I find is
cronyism.
Absolutely. What I find connecting is they're not into continuity. So if we do something and it good, their first plan of action is to destroy it, as opposed to us who are committed to nation building. So what we are gonna do, we are gonna fix it. Whatever them work on, we're gonna develop it, further it and make it better. They are not in the business of nation building. They're in the business of enriching themselves and their cronies. They've always been like that, and they will never change because it's a part of who they are. It's a part of the PNP DNA. Hustle mentality, struggle mentality, and using and solving a problem with a problem to create a bigger problem. That is PNP DNA.
Yes, finding problem, finding solution.
Right? And I don't think that will ever change, at least not in this lifetime. But it's just
the only way it will change is when the voters of this country, not even the voters, is when their support, when Fidel supporters start demanding better from them. That's the only way it will change. And let me tell you why I say that. The governing party went to the country yesterday and delivered its booklet of achievement. And we would expect any decent political organization that is vying for leadership of a country to respond to something like that, saying, okay, we see what you do, but here is what we would do. No, people don't do that. They go on the political platform and they say, yes, we are going to bad mind them and we are going to hate them. And people
Well,
jump up and laugh.
Him kind of saying what I mean, Damien kind of said what he would do, you know, because in response to Dr. Holness handing out his pamphlets of achievement, Damien actually countered him by doing the best that he could by washing car glasses in half a tree and selling his wares in the Linstead market or running
Well,
taxi.
do you believe cleaning car glass is it giving out a pamphlet of achievement?
Absolutely not, because one is the prime minister of a country and one lives in delusion.
Oh yeah, when Damien Crawford just entered representational politics as a Labourite, I had a mountain of respect for Damien Crawford. Just listening to Damien Crawford speak, I thought this man he's just on the wrong side.
But
that's
Chuck,
what I think of him.
Chuck,
But today, Damien Crawford is just a gimmick.
But Chuck, Damien Crawford he wasn't talking about on the achievements why he was in Offertree, Crossroad and downtown. He was talking that he was in the street. And I'm saying this to say, nobody stopped you, Damien Crawford or Mark Golan, from going in the street, meeting the people on their way to work, from work, on their way to recreation. Andrew Holness went out to meet the people who elected him, to actually hand them the booklet of his achievements during the time that you elected him to work. He went and meet the same poor people that you say that you are here for. How else are you going to meet the poor people? Because the people that live at Jacksonville and those places, they're not coming to walk in Crossroad or Parade or Offertree. And so Damien Crawford is making a fool of himself by making a statement that he's going to Offertree to go white.
Isn't that what he always does though? Isn't that what he always does? Make a fool of himself.
Just the gimmicks though. Hold on, Soji. That is just the gimmicks, Soji. Hold on, guys. That to me is just the gimmicks. Like you're just coming out.
Yeah, but that's what they would Andre, but that's what they have resort to. They're just a gimmick. They are just a gimmick team now.
Yeah, it's giving very much comedy boss. It is.
It is comedy boss. Yeah. And the fact that you took what the Prime Minister did and go on it on your platform and making it to be a big deal. Nobody didn't tell you guys can't go walk the streets and meet the people, you know. But because Andrew Holness did it before you guys, you're now talking about it because you're bad mind. But you can go out there and meet the people on the street. I don't understand.
I mean, them would have done that though, Angel, given the fact that one of the constituents was trying to talk to Mr. Burke on a sidewalk and it was as though she had leprosy. Because he tried to make a U-turn to try to avoid her.
I saw that.
So are they even going to go out into the street? I mean, their forays in the street, it's been a lot of miss and miss. They've had so many misfires when they go outside and kind of try to talk to everyday people. Because if that protest is any indication of how they relate to the average Jamaican or Jamaicans who may not be as educated as they are or in politics as they are or etc. If that is if the point of contact that they made with the average Jamaican was about who can accounts and basically picking up some persons who seemingly have issues and give them some placards to go out and protest. I mean, what am really I do?
Yes. But then like Dr. Andre Orton said, he would be serving the people is beneath him. He would be stepping down from what they call themselves tapernaris. And so that is beneath him. That is a downgrade from what he is serving the people. And so why would I go on the street to go and meet and greet the same people that I would be serving. I mean, you're absolutely right, warrior. I'm just at this moment just tired of them. I don't know, I'm tired to your prime minister. I'm tired. Soji, you were saying something, darling. Go ahead. Soji, go ahead. Unmute your mic and go ahead. Okay.
Why is this
Go ahead,
distracting?
connecting.
Why is distracting? You know, I was at the point where I am here thinking that this live here, a lot of PMP was on the live, you know, initially. As the conversation is not suiting, it's them taking away themselves one by one. You know?
Who's that?
No, I'm saying that a lot of them were inside the comment section, not saying nothing.
I know, I saw them.
Yeah, man, I saw a couple of them and they might leave one by one. They might under the weather now, you know.
No, that's not what it is. No, they had their own life, you know, because I was over there. And
no, man, there are a couple of Labour Party live going on now. So more people just going.
Oh,
what he was saying, Chuck, what Kenneth is saying, the PMP we're talking about, they were in here listening and they wasn't really saying much. But I'm saying to him, yes, that's because they were also on a live, and I guess their live, the numbers wasn't as much as they wanted it to be because they were talking about the PM being in the street. And I mean, how long are you going to sit and talk about that foolishness?
I was also giving some information. I forget I was to mention this earlier. That Vice of the Nation, Angela Brown Burke, who presiding over one of the worst.
Yes, I was listening to them.
Was sitting on a platform earlier this evening.
Yes.
Rather than explaining to her constituents why they have to be shitting in a bag and throwing it over fence.
Yes.
Was on here speaking about my prime minister.
And she was speaking about the prime minister being in half retreat. I was on there. That's what I was telling you. That lady and Voice and Alvaro was talking about the prime minister walking the street, handing out pamphlets. How disgraceful and stupid it is. I was like, what? I just left because she just them dumb me down and me just feel dumb. Me just leave out of there. I couldn't sit there and listen to these people.
As I said, the tolerance, the bullshit. I literally have a note from my doctor saying I have to stay away from bullshit for the next couple of weeks. There's actually a note saying that. Right? So
did you not say what kind of bullshit? PMP bullshit? What kind of bullshit?
Any kind. The only kind of bullshit we expose though. So I must like
Well, our objective now, Chuck, going forward is to focus on the third term.
Yes, sir.
And the focus on the Jamaican Holness business.
Yes, sir.
Yes, not to focus on bullshit and entertain bullshit. It's time to move the message forward and step up the campaign. The Prime Minister step up his. Time to step up ours on TikTok.
Very much so. Very,
okay,
very.
Nathaniel. Yes, Nathaniel. That's so true.
Doctor says stay away from bullshit for the foreseeable future. I say I am at an all-time high, and any more exposure could be fatal to the person. Not to me, to the person.
So you did just explode. A bag of shit just exploding.
To the person.
Oh. As long as you don't put your hand in your cracks and scratch your butt like what Mark Golden did and then shake somebody's hand, you're fine.
Mark Golden, that picture was taken at Runabout Friday, you know. Yeah? In case you don't never know, the picture with Mark Golden in his hand in his butt, a Runabout Friday it was taken where he was serving food to the PMP representative down in a Central Kingston.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's crazy. And
yes. Runabout Friday it was taken.
Maybe he had worms, Chuck. Maybe he had worms.
Yes. No, that was him seasoning the food. That picture Nathaniel was taken at Runabout Friday in Central Kingston. Where they go to mingle and eat. That is what Mark Goley think of his supporters. That's what they deserve.
Yeah, Chuck. I don't think Lawrence Rowe was near that one about thing.
No. Lawrence, that is post Lawrence Rowe. Remember is the good police officer.
Really, I'll be cracking up. Just for that one day. I run about back.
They run about Fridays after Lawrence Rowe.
I don't know, Swampy there.
Yeah. That's where Swampy was serving food to comrades.
I hear a labourite comparing him with Alice of a crab circle, and I said, no, at least Alice used tidy paper. Masaman used my hand.
Yeah, terrible.
But you can imagine, we have a prime minister go by international civil hand when it's already good when it's